till you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, skrilling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, and welcome to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Joe by Spimo Rex.
What up, though?
Chris, Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Crash Out Koloff, a.k.a. Microwave Mario. Smash that like button. Be a friend. Tell a friend. What are you looking at me like that for?
Dude, I just looked at you. What do you mean?
Don't fucking look at me like that.
I'm going to look at you however the fuck I want to look at you, all right?
Motherfucker trying to fuck me or something.
He's just nervous around me now because he knows I'd go to the pen.
I have nothing against the
He knows I'm pumping my shit now. I ain't scared.
We never
I ain't
talked-
scared no time bid.
You dressed to talk that shit. MSU was balling right now.
MSU was balling, man. 13 wins in a row, 8-0 in the conference. Obviously, they played weaker teams in the conference for sure, but you got to play your schedule. There's nothing you can do about that, and it's going to get more challenging coming up. You got Purdue, you got Michigan twice, you got some of the big guys down at the end of the year, but they're locked for the tournament already. They can literally lose out and still make the tournament. Not going to happen, but.
Are you talking chat? Are they going to cover 12.5?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was 13.5. I thought that was big, but Minnesota's dog water, dude. That defense by Michigan State was suffocating. That's why I'm excited to see them against a turnover-prone team in Michigan. Like, if they were playing how they did yesterday defensively, especially in the first half, Michigan's going to turn that bitch over at least 20 times. Cohen Carr.
Michigan guy, would you like to rebuttal for that?
I have not watched too much of State. I'm not going to act like I did.
Okay.
So, but, I mean, turnover. If he's turning over Minnesota a bunch, yeah, Michigan's going to turn the shit out of the ball.
They're the best defensive team in arguably the country. They're the best defensive team in the Big Ten, no doubt.
I think this is the best Izzo's ever utilized young talent.
This is the prime Izzo team. Like, they literally go 10 deep, and they have one player who's averaging double-digit scoring. It's insane what they're doing. You got guys, the bench rotation that they've got it down to a science now, bringing in Booker and Cohen Carr and Carson Cooper, just three goons that play defense, switch on everybody. Booker's been great defensively. Cohen Carr has been amazing on both sides of the ball. He is the most athletic player in college basketball. I just saw that his max vertical is 51.5 inches.
Was he on SportsCenter top 10 this morning?
Yeah, he was the number one on SportsCenter top 10. Second year in a row that dude's got posterized by a Michigan State player, by the way. It was Malik Hall last year, and it was Cohen Carr this year. He's like 28 years old, 26 years old. Time to go get yourself a job, buddy. Start selling insurance or something. But it was masterclass. And Trey Holloman was lights out. Jackson Kohler knocked down a couple threes. Trey Holloman has been insane. They're literally 13-0 since he became a starter in this lineup, and he's so much better than AJ Hoggard. It's not even funny. And it's not trying to disrespect AJ Hoggard, but you're getting such better play out of him than you were out of Hoggard. Fierce has been lights out. Their whole lineup has been playing elite basketball, and that's what happens. When you go 13-0, you need your whole team to figure it out, and they have been. It's like I said, there's only one player on this team averaging double digits because every single player is scoring the ball. Frankie Fiddler's done well. Xavier Booker's done well. Carson Cooper knows his role, plays it well. Zapala knows his role, plays it well, and then the guard play has been off the charts.
Quick question for you, Spencer. It seems to me there isn't really a juggernaut this year in college basketball.
Yeah.
Obviously, Duke's been really good. Auburn's been really good.
Auburn's been great.
But
Tennessee's been great.
State currently tied 8th with 5 other teams as the favorite to win it all.
Yeah.
Do you think this is the best shot Izzo has had recently to actually get the job finished and get that second national title?
This is a great shot at it. This is his best shot at it since that Cassius Winston team that unfortunately didn't get the chance to play in the tournament because of COVID. I think they would have won it that year because Cassius was the best player in America, and it wasn't close. Like, he was so good that year. He would have, guard play dominates in the tournament, so he would have, oh, man, I don't even want to think about that.
Such a homer.
But it was just, this is, like I said, this is an Izzo team. And it's his deepest team in recent memory. He's got the veterans. He's got the mix of good young players. Jace Richardson has been amazing in these past couple games. Obviously, Jaden Akins, as the leader of this team, has been playing very well. And this team still isn't, like, it hasn't reached its final form. They're still not shooting the ball from three very well.
That's what I do know about this
so
state team.
like Carson, like obviously Trey Holloman hit 3 threes in a row last night. Jackson Kohler hit a couple threes, but Jaden Akins hasn't been shooting the ball well, and he is a career good shooter. So once they start figuring that out too, it's going to be even nastier. They're playing well. They have the best shot to win that any team Izzo's coached had in the past 10 years has. So I'm not going to, it's impossible to put a stamp. Like, they are winning the national championship because it's called March Madness for a reason. Crazy shit happens in the tournament. But if they don't make a Final Four, I'd be disappointed.
It's crazy because, to put it in perspective, like Jeremy Fears is supposed to be like a guy, like the guy. And he's kind of falling on the wayside. Like, you're rarely ever, speaking up. He does his thing.
I mean, I wouldn't say that at all. I believe he's leading Big Ten play in assists. He's the starting point guard on this team. You put him out there, and he orchestrates the offense. It's just this team is built different. There's so many different guys there, and nobody on this team is the guy. And Jeremy Fears is doing a great job of getting the ball to his playmakers and making plays, and that's what he's the floor general. That's what he was brought in here to be, is that point guard, and he's been doing it very well this year.
Yeah. A couple comments in the Woodward Sports chat from one Sam Reynolds says, I think Michigan will win at Chrysler. I'm leaving it at that.
I like that. I'm glad Flannel said that. Chrysler was rocking for the first time I've seen it in a long time when
Michigan
they had that
also
comeback
lost
against
to that
Penn
Minnesota
State.
team. That was terrible Minnesota team. So, if you can slip up and lose to that god-awful Minnesota team, what happens when a top 5 team walks into your door? And they're going to be a top 5 team.
On the road. I hope they're top 5 when they come into Chrysler. That'll be a good matchup. And that Michigan can win. It could be the first
I'll tell you what,
top 5 win of Dusty Mays.
The way this Michigan State team plays and the way they're built is a very bad matchup for a Dusty May team. Because they're deep. Like I said, they go 10 deep. They play lights-out defense. They don't turn the ball over, and they rebound very well. And Michigan's got bigs, but they turn the ball over a lot. And we've got bigs, too, that can rotate on those guys.
Threes worth more than 2. If Michigan's knocking them down, I think we got a good shot to win.
Yeah, if you can get hot from 3, for sure, but you also can't turn the ball over.
Too.
No, I think they had one of the worst.
Shooting the ball very well. They shot it pretty good yesterday. Like I said, Trey Holloman had a great game. Jackson Kohler hit a couple threes, but they have not been shooting the 3.
3 weeks, February 21st will be that matchup.
Yep. It's going to be fun because Michigan is a dangerous team. Like they live and die by the 3. If they're hitting 3-pointers, they're going to be in every game. But if they're not hitting 3-pointers, they're going to lose to Minnesota. So this Michigan State defense is real.
One comment from Sam Reynolds that Michigan State defense isn't real and you're fake, Spencer Raxter.
I did hear him say that. I know where you live, Flannel.
Just reading the comments. Moving on to some BS. Not really BS, but young Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
What an absolute stud.
What a unit.
I mean, this guy looks like a bad guy in an 80s surfer movie or something.
No, he looks like a good guy in Roadhouse. He looks like he's going to help Patrick Swayze beat the shit out of people.
He could be whatever.
That
he
man
could play whatever role. We just take it off that quick. Let's admire that.
Yeah.
That's our head coach.
I didn't know you wanted to keep saying. Yeah.
That's the savior. Dan the man can't. He's fucking jacked.
With the dart in mouth.
With the dart. Is it doink?
With the dart.
It could be.
Could be. I mean, he's got the hippie hair going.
It looks like he's got a pack in the waistband.
Looks more like a joint than a dart.
He does have a pack in the waistband.
Pack in the waistband like an OG.
Dude, see this.
Fuck a pocket. I'm using my waistband.
Dan Campbell is number 1 on my list.
It kind of does look like a doink, though. I'm not gonna lie.
He is number 1 on my. I mean, you can keep packs and doinks.
I mean, he's bad for life.
Yeah.
He is number 1 on my list of Detroit sports figures I want to drink a beer with.
For sure.
I'm gonna make that list like my top 10.
At training camp last year, I was about that far from him. And he's talking to Herman. I don't want to interrupt, and I don't want to make it weird because I fucking love Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
that's the one guy I'd probably fangirl over, to be honest with you.
For sure. Dan Campbell. He's the broest bro there ever was.
And I feel like he'd be cool, like, if you were to fangirl. Like, I feel like he just knows how to handle that well. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like,
I'd give him a handshake.
He definitely has to. You got to think about these Lions fans. He definitely
I'd give him a handshake, and I'd, lock in. Imagine you get a Dan Campbell handshake, and you fuck it up.
Huh? You fuck
You
it up?
go to Dan Campbell, you give him one of the finger shakes.
Like we did yesterday.
Yeah. You go to give Dan Campbell a handshake, you fuck it up, or you like get limp wristed.
Limp.
He'll never look at you the same. You gotta give him one.
My nephew met him at his girlfriend's volleyball tournament. I guess he's really cool.
Yeah,
Sure
I mean, the guy is the man. There's a reason.
He is
literally everybody loves him except for Terrell Crosby.
Yeah, which honestly, he's slowly. I don't know if you've noticed. He's like been rooting for the Lions like the past 2 years.
There's a reason everybody loves Dan Campbell. He's a bro. Do you see that? Pack of darts in his jeans.
Which is crazy.
Babe wife on the arm.
Yeah, dude.
Flowing locks. Dude, this guy's a bro.
He's able to relate across the board.
Yes.
They say no matter what neck of the woods you come from, Dan Campbell finds some type of connection with you, and you'll make it feel like he's your best friend.
Yeah, dude.
This is a savior of the Detroit Lions franchise.
You're hanging out with Frank Ragnow and you're hanging out with J-Mo. That's kind of polar opposites when you're looking at an NFL locker room. It's just awesome. Dude.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah. I would love to see those two hanging out at the bar.
That would be a cool
party.
Cool vlog.
Dude, those team parties gotta be lit.
Oh yeah.
I
love when I see the big fellas dancing, Decker or whoever, when they had a mask on at the Halloween party and they were dancing.
Dan Skipper dressed as fucking Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was funny.
Oh, I gotta get you that video. I'm sure you saw it already. Did you see Dan Skipper fucking batting?
Oh yeah.
Hitting 103 or something
hitting bombs, dude.
Yeah, that was insane.
Oh, I hit nukes, coach. Speaking of which, I know Nick's not going to like this, but the Tigers signed somebody today. Tommy Canely. This guy is a demon. This is a great signing.
Relax.
For the go look him up. You don't know baseball.
I know it is. I looked it up.
This guy is literally a demon. He is going to be such a good piece for Chris Fetter and AJ Hinch. The way they use their bullpen, the way they use guys out of that bullpen. This is another just socket wrench on the wall for them. He is a changeup demon. He once threw 64 consecutive changeups in the playoffs.
That's what I was going to do.
And was getting people off. What the fuck? You're getting people out. Excuse me. This guy is
going
to be
survival.
an important piece of the Detroit Tigers bullpen, and they're going to use him extremely well. I bet Chris Fetter was half chub when they signed this guy. Same with AJ Hinch, because we know what AJ Hinch likes to do and how he likes to use his pitchers. And boom, I need one guy here to do this one thing to get him out, and then we win that inning and it flips things. That's exactly what this guy is going to be.
Yeah, I think he's less of a demon more than Chris Fetter and AJ Hinch going to be demons.
He's a demon for them to use. He is a change-up demon.
Nick, pizza.
You're right. I don't like this one at all. I love it, baby. Yeah. Let's go. All right. I'm finally just happy we signed a guy, first off. I mean, it's been a long time since the Gleyber Torres news broke, or the knuckleballer I've never heard of. But, yeah, this guy helps you out in the bullpen late in games. A guy that is good for a high-leverage situation. He was top 25 in holds, I believe, when I checked earlier. And I just saw from Tigers Turmoil, a quote from Scott Harris that said, "We're not done."
Good.
From Twitter.
Go get Bregman.
So, yeah, that's exciting moving forward. But, yeah, this guy, the last 2 years in 23, he was giving up a sub-200 batting average.
Yeah.
24, sub-200 at 190. A lot of guys are not going to be able to knock hits off this. Big for the back end of the bullpen. But for this guy to be effective, what do you have to do, fellas? You have to have a lead. That's when "We're not done" comes in from Scott Harris to move forward, get another righty bat that's going to do damage the whole entire season, not some guy that can only hit a lefty, a.k.a. Andy Ibanez. Love ya, but you know what I mean. We need a guy, need a real hitter in this lineup so that this guy can be in hold situations, save situations for this team.
This is a chess piece.
Amen.
And
I thought he was a demon.
I thought he is a demon. You can be both things. I don't know what you're trying to do right now, but
I was doing a demon.
You look at this guy. He is literally a demon. His changeup is demonic. So again, I don't know now you want to talk about baseball just to talk shit, but
I got you last time.
What they like to do,
big torque guy over there,
and they bring in this guy. And when they started those bullpen days, and they could have him come in maybe to start that game. In the first inning, give him 2 innings, have him throw 20 change-ups, slow down the bats, and then bring in somebody to gas him with 100 for the next 2 innings. It's just another cog in the wheel of AJ Hinch and Chris Fetter's masterclass.
Let's go to break. Tell you guys about Mark White, whether buying or selling. Mark White's got your back. Just dial it up, 248-290-8242, or visit markwhitesales.com. That's 248-290-8242, or visit markwhitesales.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, go to michigansportsandspine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Welcome back to World Heavyweights. Make sure you guys smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Earlier on the afternoon show, you guys got a little bit of a shouting match with some of the cousins in the chat who call the 2024 class they call it a bust or Brad's worst.
They called it a bust.
You can't, that's okay. Because I'm trying to understand their side of it, but you cannot say anything's a bust after 1 year.
He said Brad Holmes needs to have a home run draft after that debacle last year. Or what? Brad Holmes needs to have. You're putting ultimatums on Brad Holmes. You're a fucking idiot. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Brad Holmes is the best thing that's ever happened to this organization.
Him and Dan Campbell. Why and Dan Campbell? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. If you want to call it his worst, maybe his worst producing. I would say worst. Yeah, I would say worst producing. Sure. Bust, that's not in the conversation. I don't want to have that conversation because you can't call anything a bust after one singular year. That's just kind of crazy, especially the amount of projects he drafted in that one between Sione Vaki, Manu. I think Tyrion very much so, a little bit of a project too. I don't think he came out as a finished project.
Yeah.
I think that's why, a product I should say, that's why he fell that late in the draft. Chris, you about to say something? I apologize.
To kind of elaborate on where you're at within that, and that Brad Holmes literally said last year, Year 3 and 4, this is what I like the most because this is when you get to talk your shit about these draft picks when it comes to time for extensions. That's when you get to see, hey, my players are worth this amount of money. They are this good talent-wise. And so to judge this, I do agree. It probably is his worst draft class in terms of production year one. Because you look at the other drafts, you got absolute superstars. You got Gibbs. You got Penei. So these other draft classes had top of the line. I mean, you're talking arguably top five in the league players in those two that I just named. I don't see anyone from this draft class being that. Even the projects, I wouldn't expect that. So I would say you probably do have an argument for this being his worst draft class, but for it to call it bad or to call it not good to me is ridiculous. When, like you said, you had a CB, you had your guy playing CB1 at the end of the year, so it was still a productive draft class, and it has a chance to get better.
He's been too good.
You're so good that you have a normal ass draft that people are spazzing out about it. Maybe he did it on purpose because he has to re-sign these guys way too soon. He's like, let me get some developing pieces I can get on some little cheaper contracts before they turn the full product.
You don't need Brad Holmes to have another draft where he gets 4 All-Pros in the first 2 rounds because you have the best roster in football when healthy. So when this draft was over, when everyone was healthy, when you had Terrion Arnold and Carlton Davis and Amik Robertson starting as where did you want Ennis Rakestraw to play? Like that's what happens when you draft so well that you don't have that many holes in your team. You're not going to get 4 all rookies because you don't have 4 rookies playing because you have good players in other spots. I don't know. It was the biggest amount of cousinry I've ever seen in my life on BDE today. People were saying the wildest shit. And then they would just leave. It was like agents of chaos. Like they'd say something stupid like that. Everybody would call them out on it. And then they wouldn't say anything else. I'm like, dude, I thought it was like sped bombing. Like people just coming in like, gonna set a fire off. It was Terrion Arnold had pretty much his entire starting defensive line injured in front of him. Mm-hmm. Both of his starting corners that he was working with.
His linebacking core, too.
His whole linebacking core.
Outside of Jack Campbell, he was a lone survivor out of the starters.
Yeah, it was Jack Campbell, DJ Reader, your safeties, and Terrion Arnold were the only starters you had left on your defense.
Job gets harder, too. Like, let's not act like we're working with the number 2 overall pick, drafting Aiden Hutchinson. Having a Panay Sewell dropped to you at 7. Like, that was extremely, like, we got lucky in those 2 spots to have Aiden Hutchinson fall to 2 in the first place and to have Panay Sewell fall to 7. Brad got lucky. I mean, he didn't miss, thankfully. He didn't miss there, but now you are a good team. You have to hit on these people, but I think you for sure have 2 starters. I think Terrion's going to be a good quality starter. I think Mahogany's going to be a good quality starter. And that's in the 6th round. Like, what are we doing here? And then I think you have 2 projects. I think you would have seen a lot more of Rakestraw if he wasn't injured. Sadly, he was. Yeah. Brad loves the injured people.
He was competing for that starting nickel spot.
Exactly. And then you think about...
Ringo was playing well before he got injured.
Yeah.
Chris Mahogany, we're talking about being a starting guy on this team next
Chris
year.
Mahogany probably the best out of that class, I'd say.
Giovanni... I mean...
Right now? Yes.
I think Terrion Arnold will be better next year.
Higher ceiling.
You can say we'll be better, but as of right now, yeah.
I mean, he's played 2 games.
That's fine. He's been better than Terrion Arnold's been in any game.
I don't know. Terrion was pretty good in that Minnesota game.
Christian Mahogany by far has been better than Terrion's been in any single game.
Yeah, you can say that.
Like,
and you can say if he's an all-pro guy after 6 games, I'd like to see it stretched out over a whole season before I'm going to say he's better than somebody else. He played great in 2 games, for sure.
Yeah.
He's better than Terrion in those 2 games, for sure.
I just can't say Terrion played great in any game where Mahogany played great. That's all I'm saying. And I expect that. I mean, when we drafted him, I was a big fan of that. I kind of told you guys that. I think we talked about it before. And it's a lot easier to fill into that spot between 2 all-pros and play great than it is to be an island out on yourself. He played once for Zeitler, and then he played once more for Graham. He did it all. He was just all between all the
It's a lot easier to be good at being a guard than it is an outside cornerback one.
For sure. I agree with that. Cornerback's one of the hardest positions to play. But I don't know why you get on defensive. Like, Terrion wasn't great last year.
I'm just saying he played 2 games.
Growing.
He played 2 games.
I know, but he was better in those 2 games than Terrion was in any singular game.
That's fair.
But either way, you got to give any draft class time to develop. You can't, after 1 year, call a singular draft class, or any rookie for that matter, a bust.
No.
It just, you can't do it.
You sound like an idiot.
You do. You really do. And I think there's more proof of that, too, is like, you watch around the league, guys that we see fail in one spot, they go to a new team, new coaches that actually like know what they're doing, and they start performing well. Sam Darnold, probably the most recent example of that, or the one I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah. Like, coaching matters too.
For sure.
We just so happen to have all the
Baker
above.
Mayfield.
But what he did this draft class, he drafted a lot. He planted seeds in this draft class. Manu's going to take time. I love Makai. I think Makai's going to take time. I think he can show a flash a little bit sooner than a lot of guys, but all these pieces are guys that are going to grow into something eventually at some point, not right away.
If I had to ask one question, and I don't know the answer to this, I'm just asking this question. If you had to really, really be extremely hypercritical of Brad Holmes and nitpick something about his drafting, would you say that you trust a Brad Holmes project pick? Because you've seen guys like Broderick Martin and stuff that haven't quite been able to. Those project picks haven't quite panned out.
I mean, that's really the only one that you can point to. Like, Giovanni Manu is the other project pick he made, and
would you call any of his other ones?
Yet.
Yeah,
Sione, but he's still a contributor on special teams at the very least.
He was a All-Pro or a Pro Bowl alternate.
Was any of his picks?
Was?
What?
Yeah.
What did he even return?
He was like the
punts?
3rd or 4th alternate. Yeah.
What did he
make
do?
it, but if enough people drop out, he would.
Oh, you got the Tyler Huntley award.
Yeah, we talked about it on BDE. I screenshotted it. It's in Slack.
Was he
Put it in Slack.
He was the number 1 rated guy on. Like, he had the most tackles. He had the best PFF rating.
Damn.
He had a forced fumble. They put him on the ballot, and he was like the 4th alternate or something like that.
Shout out. Didn't know that.
I mean, that makes sense. You get a former safety out there.
Yeah.
He's going to do some damage. He's also a draft prospect. We drafted him as a running back.
Kirby was a project, so that's true.
Kirby was a bit of a
Yeah,
project.
Kirby
started his rookie
Kirby
year.
was absolutely a project.
Before
he only
becoming
played one safety 1 year.
Yeah. I was more
And he
so.
didn't start right away.
He did.
After game 2.
Yeah, he got
'Cause
thrown
Tracy
in there.
Walker
They
got
didn't
hurt.
want to start him because borderline Pro Bowler Tracy Walker got injured. They had to throw him in there, and we know. I mean, that's worked out pretty well. I have a lot of faith in Giovanni Manu. I have no faith in Broderick Martin, but I have a lot of faith in Giovanni Manu. I forget who was talking about him.
What's
I
your
think
percentage
Penny
of faith in Broderick?
Penny Sewell called him the most underrated player on the team.
Yeah, he
Manu?
called him a sleeper.
Yeah.
He didn't say underrated. He just said he's like,
Most slept on.
yeah. He's like, he's faster than me.
He's
He
faster
moves
than him.
better
Yeah.
than me. He's more
like I said,
fluid.
wait until we see him in that Dan Skipper role next year.
I wanted it this year.
Yeah, but you had Dan Skipper and you were on a Super Bowl run. You're not going to put in a rookie that doesn't know the playbook yet.
He has like 2 plays.
Yeah, I mean,
Give
Skipper,
him those 2 plays.
Skipper does a lot.
Oh, I love Skip. And he had a touchdown this year.
He did.
That was sick.
That was sick.
JG sounded kind of pissed off. He put the shoulder down on that touchdown
Yeah,
too.
he
but
should have just
dove
ran
right
into the
in.
end zone.
I like it.
I did, but he it was
Knock him
close to
down,
him being
young
down.
fella.
Yeah, he was nominated as special teams alternate for the Detroit Lions 2025 Pro Bowl.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he led the team in tackles and votes on special teams. He was.
Well, votes are we got the best fan base in the NFL, I'd say. So votes make sense.
Yeah,
But I mean,
but the Lions also put him on the ballot.
yeah,
Like the Lions team put him on the ballot.
fuck yeah.
You could only put 2 guys.
As a rook.
And like I said, a PFF grade with a 90, which is the 10th highest in the league, which take that however you want. But Baki was a special teams demon. And we said that coming out of as soon as he was drafted.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, he's going to be a fucking demon on special teams. That's exactly what he was.
Speaking of the Pro Bowl, just real quick, Goff will be participating in a quarterback event that involves throwing at targets. Ragnar will be doing some event where they measure the strength on a spike. I don't know what that would be. Maybe just throwing a ball down at a pressure sensor thing. I have no clue. And then Gibbs and Branch will be a part of a 40-yard dash relay team for the NFC.
Let's go. We finally get to see our guys in the Pro Bowl. No, I don't. Fuck a Pro Bowl. I'm not excited. I'm still hurt about this Lions thing. But you asked Spencer a question there, and it was, who do you have more faith in moving forward, Broderick or Manu? Who do you have more faith in?
What'd you say one more time?
Manu or Broderick? Who do you have more faith in, and percentage-wise? Okay.
Yeah, there's more. Broderick is a straight up like defensive tackle. That's going to be his role in the NFL. Where like Manu, I've heard rumors he's going to play guard. Obviously, as soon as you drafted him, you look at his size, you start thinking left tackle. He's a Tongan Tower of Terror, they've been calling him. And Hank Fraley just happens to be one of, if not the best, offensive line coach in the National Football League. So I got more faith. And honestly, the measurement, like the athletic traits as well. And ain't talking about it. Like he's gonna be turning something hopefully special for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
So do you think Broderick can still be a guy in this league? Because I know we've had this discussion.
Yeah.
I'm on the other end of it. I don't believe so.
Again, I'm not mad at you for that. Like logically, I would have my foot out the door. I'd have one foot out the door without a doubt. But I reserve my Brad Holmes judgments until year 3.
I'm not going to hope anything out of Broderick Martin. I have no faith in Broderick Martin becoming anything. Like, if he does, that'll be a great surprise.
I'll say it to his face.
I'm hoping he can't. I would. I'd say, hey, man.
Has got done doing a dime in prison, son.
Yeah. I have faith in Manu. I think he's, especially with the situation he's in, obviously anything can happen with Broderick Martin over the summer, but he wasn't even playing games.
Wingo was getting snaps over this dude.
Mm-hmm. I think Wingo came in. I mean, Wingo was ready, dude. That get off that kid's got. I'm hoping. It sucks we lost Terrell Williams, but the guy we brought in, you had mentioned it, Casey Rogers. Like he worked with Kalijah Cansey, who I believe is probably the most similar guy to Mekhi Wingo in the league right now in terms of like size and get off. Hopefully, I think he can turn him into something special. But we'll continue this conversation more. We got to pay some bills. Tell us about that merch, Chris.
Yeah, let's talk about what pays some bills. Woodward Sports merch. Get some merch. The best Detroit sports merch is home to Woodward Sports. Make sure you go to that shop tab today on Woodward Sports website. That's woodwardsports.com. Shop tab. Hoodies, tees, hats, all that guaranteed to turn heads. So head on over to woodwardsports.com and get some Detroit merch.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Oh, smash that like button, be your friend, tell a friend. I'm Easy More X.
Yeah.
Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. You were, I don't know how to explain it. You're a Terrion guy.
Yeah.
You go to defense for him hard. What would you grade his season?
I said a C, I think, last time we talked about it.
Okay. Nick?
I think C minus. I think when he got asked to be a #1, I don't think he was able to handle that. Would have boosted my grade ultimately, and I think he got burnt early.
Mm-hmm.
So
he got burnt early. He got a lot better. We saw him.
See, it's coming out.
Did we not? Like, what would you grade him?
I said C minus. I didn't say it like that.
C minus C, yeah. I mean,
okay. So what are we doing? C is coming out. Like,
well, no. He said C minus. He's like,
no, I'm just saying. We fucking. He wasn't asked to be. He was never asked to be the #1 until Amik Robertson broke his arm.
We got cooked.
Yeah, that's why I would.
Did you
give
expect
it a
him to be the #1?
A C plus.
By the end of the season, I thought he could step in that role.
He did. He did.
By the end of the season,
you said what? 6 interceptions.
He didn't get one. He didn't get one interception.
He did.
Yeah, that would have been nice to get one.
To be fair, though, in the man coverage, it's tough to get picks in the man coverage. Like, usually your back's turned, you're like, fucking.
Mikey Sanchez.
Where you going? Where you going?
Mikey Sanchez still had 5 interceptions on the year, right? But Terrion Arnold had a better completion rating allowed, and less yards and less touchdowns and more snaps.
And some guys are like that too. It's like that kid on Dallas.
Yeah,
he's not great in coverage, but he'll pick that ball off.
Yeah, and that's he was playing in the slot a lot. Mikey was, and in the zone, and Terrion was playing out on the island. And like I said, did he have an amazing season? Is he a superstar for sure? No. Like if you
man coverage is tough too.
Yeah, if you want to question him, you can. But like, go look at Darius Slay's rookie snaps. Go look at his rookie progression. Like, cornerback is an extremely hard position to play in the NFL. And the first year, you're normally not that great at it, especially when the rest of your defense is falling apart. Like, everybody around you is crumbling. He didn't have did he have a perfect year? No. Did he have a terrible year? No. He was right in the middle. That's why we all gave him C's.
And to be honest, to Chris's point as well, like, this wasn't a 2nd overall type pick. This wasn't the 7th overall. This was not a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
This is back half of the draft. Like
of a bad defensive draft.
Of a bad defensive draft. The first defender didn't come off the board to like pick 17 or something like that.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was wild. I don't think I've ever seen that in my lifetime. But I'm still holding out hope for him. And to be honest with you, too, if he just ends up being like a starting caliber corner, like that's a win for me. Like, I'm not really tripping off that.
I have faith that he is going to become a good cornerback in this league.
Good or great?
He'll be CB1.
Good.
Good plus.
Will
what do you mean by great? What do you define by great?
Will he be better than Carlton Davis was at his best this year?
Yes.
No.
Explain.
No, Carlton Davis was exceptional at certain points this year.
You didn't think he was all-pro, though?
Didn't think he was all-pro. I
So
think there's other
Terry
guys that
will
are better.
never make an all-pro team?
The Terry will never make an all-pro team? No, I would bet probably against that, yeah. You think he will?
I think he will.
Explain.
I saw great things on him. I saw the athleticism. I saw the size. I saw him being like it's not like he was getting burnt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was getting handsy.
He still
and he got called for those.
I'll say that.
He missed a couple these are mental things. These are things that you learn in the league. And like, I'm about to look up Darius Slay's numbers his rookie year.
But Darius Slay also was picked 24th overall. I think he's a little bit more of a project than Terrion.
Terrion went 21.
Second round.
24th.
Slay went second round.
Yeah, Slay went in the second round.
I love Mississippi State.
I remember I brought this up before the season began, and I didn't want to get killed for it because I do like Terrion, just even as a human being, let alone a football player that plays for my favorite team. But I asked about it, that 40 time. We've had guests on. Hey, I'm looking. Some of the elite cornerbacks in this league, even the ones I thought were slower, to like a Darrelle Revis, did not run nearly as close of a 40 time as Terrion Arnold. And Nick, you were shaking your head. You remember that conversation?
I do. I was a little worried because you were bringing up some good points when it came to other cornerbacks that were elite that had better times than him.
He may be more built for a zone scheme, with being that doesn't have the elite speed, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
You saw at times this year when it was man coverage and he was on his receiver pretty damn good, it was tough for him to get his head around it.
Yes,
to
there are a
actually
lot of that
play the
this
ball.
season.
That was
which
a
is
big
a good
thing.
sign, though.
It was good. He was right there. It was
That's something you learn
minimum.
in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's
so
something
you can look at it both ways.
Taught.
Yeah, you can look at it both ways. Like he is right there, but he just can't get his head around, or it's okay. He's right there. He's gonna get his head around in the near future.
Again, if you expected him to be a complete project or a complete project, a lockdown corner in the league in his rookie year, then maybe he's a bust to you. But those aren't realistic expectations to have out of a cornerback, especially one that's put out there on an island. And when you run a man zone or a man scheme and you're not getting pressure, it's going to be bad on anybody.
Microwave?
I will say, to that point, I thought that our defensive line was going to be in savage mode all year with Hutchinson going to be a defensive player of the year. I thought Davenport, dumb idea on my part, but I thought he was going to, at least be healthy when he was. Our defensive line was really good. I thought Aleem was going to contend for, 9-10 sacks this season. I thought Reeder was going to make everybody around him better, which he did when healthy, and I thought Iffy was going to be a menace when blitzing. So I thought Terrion was going to have opportunities to get those interceptions. Everybody got hurt. You're right. And later in the season, he was, put on an island without any help getting to the quarterback. And I think he would have eventually got his head around on some of those 50-50 balls if, the defensive line would have showed up. But you can't put third, fourth, fifth string guys out there and expect
a rookie
pressure to get there.
You shouldn't be putting it on the rookie to be, okay, you got to be the lockdown cornerback one on this team. Like, he should be the guy that you're giving slack to because the other guys are performing. Unfortunately, everybody died on that defense, and there was no pressure on the quarterback outside of a couple plays from Zadarius Smith towards the end of the year. And, like that, a man scheme, people are going to get beat. But I expect him to have a much better year next year.
And to the point about Darius Slay, relating back to the speed conversation, Darius Slay ran a 4.36, Terrion Arnold ran a 4.5. And Steve Wild, shout out, he typed like a caveman, don't know why, but he said Arnold long speed, very bad. Quick but long speed, bad. Which I kind of agree to. But again, long speed shouldn't be a thing if you actually have pressure on a quarterback. Like, quarterbacks typically, you're looking at like 2 to 3 seconds getting that ball out.
Yeah.
Not in the amount of time we saw some of these guys have against the Detroit Lions, including the Tennessee Titans game.
It's pissed me off because Pro Football Reference, Darius Slay's advanced defensive stats only go back to 2018 for some reason.
And that's when PFF kind of...
they've got his regular stats from 2013 on, but I just want to see how many yards he gave up.
What'd you look up on...
But in 2018, when he was a Pro Bowler, He gave up a 46% completion percentage, 520 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
I think Terrion only gave up like 4 touchdowns.
Terrion only gave up a 55% completion percentage, 660 yards, and 4 touchdowns this year. Like, those are good stats. He didn't get the interceptions, and that's they're better than other rookies this year. Like, for a rookie, those are good stats.
I think Quinion probably had a better year. Quinion got the baller-ass defense.
Quinion has a baller-ass defense around that stayed healthy. And that's, like, I'm not holding that against Terrion, that everybody up front died, and he's running, and then his 2 corners that he was going to be cornerback 2 opposite of both died as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough situation, man, but I expect him to improve next year.
Like Nick said, though, you've seen him in phase like multiple times. He just didn't get his head around. Like, I have faith he's not going to be a bust.
That's coaching, man.
He's not going to be bad.
He's going to learn to do that. It takes time at quarterback most of the time. Dante 151 in the Woodward Sports Chat with the Super Chat. He said, not everyone can be Sauce Gardner in their first year, and that is fine. I really think Terrion Arnold will be a good cornerback for years to come. I agree.
Watching the show from start at 2 times speed is funny as fuck, says Keitho. I bet that would be a good time. Do we gotta go to break?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone, where everyone can get a full body workout in 30 minutes. All memberships include fitness training. And you get all of that for just $15 a month. Upgrade to the Black Card, get you some amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and all of that good stuff, as well as access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Go to planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
1800 Tequila is the smoothest tequila, the best tasting tequila, and they teamed up with Woodward Sports and your Detroit Lions. Look at the custom-made Lions bottle, a special bottle for a special season. Make sure to get that. And when you're drinking 1800 Tequila, please drink it responsibly.
What up, though? Welcome back to What Are the Weights live at WoodwardSports.com. If you guys would, it mean the world to us, you smash that like button. We're still in the Super Chat competition.
Let's go.
Second place, if not mistaken. So if you guys would like your comment to jump the line, we have a point that you'd really like to make, or you want us to read something stupid, make sure you send in the Super Chat.
Friday.
Yeah, I'm not beefing with Brad Holmes' draft at all.
No, and the guy said it like it was a threat. He better have a good year. He needs to have a knockout draft after last year. Like, or what? You gonna fire him?
Like, punch him, dude.
Shut up.
Yeah, and to be honest with you too, like I think Brad, we were so kind of stacked up for real as a roster, because don't forget he dressed free agency before the draft. The trade with Carlton Davis was also before the draft. That he kind of afforded himself to draft those projects, whether it be Sione, Manu, Makai, Mahogany. I don't think Mahogany's as much as I thought that guy was the fucking dog from the start.
Yep.
But really, Ennis and
Mahogany's not a project at all.
No. I think Ennis probably the only other one I'd add on to that conversation.
I mean, is Ennis a project, or he was just injured?
It's a good question.
I don't think injury is a project. Like, Manu's a project.
Only reason why I would say a project is because it's looking like he's going to start in the slot. Mm-hmm. When I had the conversation with him, that wasn't where he wanted to be.
Yeah. Well, that's just because
he himself out of it.
That's just because he wasn't performing to the level of Carlton Davis or Terrion Arnold.
Mm-hmm. Which, to be honest, Terrion Arnold, I guess, played like the star position in Alabama. which is that same like little safety shit that Brian Branch played. He might be nice in the slot too.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be down to try that out. I don't think there's any shame in that. Do you think you still get the ball? Maybe a lot more zone situations. Probably not. Not more scheme. Not more man. The only GM in the league right now doing it better than Brad Holmes is Howie Roseman.
Yep.
That's it. Conversation stops there. Brad Holmes top 3. He's not 3.
I agree.
Howie doesn't give a fuck if you got a bad background too, like the Carter thing.
Howie's a dog.
That's why they're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I know the medicals on what was the linebacker weren't great. He's fuck it, dude's a baller.
Oh, Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
Did he come back from that injury? He left that.
No, I think he's out.
He's done for the.
I think he's done for the.
But the signing of Braun, whatever the hell it is, dog. I mean, bringing CJ DJ back. That was a great signing.
Jalen Carter's a top 5 defensive tackle in the NFL.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that one because that one kind of hurts a little bit.
It does hurt.
And to be honest with you, everyone's like, well, you wouldn't have Gibbs and Laporta, but then I think it was Braylon and Chase that broke it down. It's like, well, you traded up for Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
So I think that was Chase. Great point.
Yeah. You could have traded up for Gibbs and taken Carter.
Gibbs and Carter.
Oh my God, dude. Jalen Carter and Aiden Hutchinson alone. Like Jalen Carter, you need 2 human beings.
Yeah.
And Hutchinson, we saw 3 human beings.
Aleem too.
Yeah, you're fucked. There's nothing the offensive lines will be able to do.
I don't think they would have done it though.
No, they're very much character as well.
No, they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have. And that's, I mean,
it's not they're doing a bad job. So you can't bitch.
No. Their draft picks have been immaculate. It's just.
And Jack's good too. He's not Jalen Carter.
Literally everybody knew Jalen Carter was going to be this in the NFL.
Except for the diehard Lions fans. They were in denial.
They were convinced that he would be a bust. Yeah.
Because they knew Brad was going to draft him.
Because they knew Brad wasn't going to draft him.
As soon as Dan was like, interesting.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
And that's fine.
He ain't coming to Detroit.
Like I said, they made great draft picks. And I'm sure they knew Jalen Carter was going to be very good because they're very good evaluators of talent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just he didn't fit what they wanted.
They got Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith in that draft.
And they're both.
And then this past year, you got Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
And we told you fuckers too. Like Cooper DeJean was not going to play outside.
No.
He's going to be a nickel or dog-ass safety.
Yes.
Guess what?
He's
a dog-ass nickel.
Yeah.
Tally almost said something else for Cooper DeJean.
Dog-ass cracker. Cracker got an AR like he's shooting schools up.
That freestyle's crazy.
That verse is fire. Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. Cracker got an AR like he's shooting schools up. Hellcat, wide body, yellow like a school bus.
Nick, do you wish the Lions drafted
That
Jalen
shit's
Carter?
fire.
I mean, I think everybody does. Why wouldn't they? I mean, he's obviously a top 5 player. I'm willing to say top 10 defensive player in the league right now already. I mean, I think Gibbs is a top 10 offensive player for sure.
Dude.
Yeah, he's a difference maker. And we talk about this on defense. When you have such a potent offense, that's all it really takes sometimes is that difference maker, that disruptor that allows you to create turnovers and, get the ball back for that elite offense. And Jalen Carter is one of those guys. Would I rather have Jalen Carter or Jack Campbell? I mean, come on now. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Weezy D313, again, just not listening or something, because he says, Jalen Carter was an easy scout. Don't act like he was going out on a limb.
No,
we all
Spencer
just said
that.
Everybody knew he was going to be this.
And we had to fight for our lives on that, by the way, too. For
Yeah.
some reason, a lot of you guys in the chat were just telling us he's not going to be good.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I like what, Brad did get that extra second rounder or whatnot, but, the Bears didn't do that. They traded back and still could have had him and then traded with the Eagles, right? Or
no, a lot of people
or did they
passed
just
up on him.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Jalen
the Bears, I would be like, okay, what the
if Jalen Carter didn't,
which I'm glad they didn't draft him, by the way.
If Jalen Carter wasn't involved
that
in that incident with his, teammate dying, he would have been a top 3 pick.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Without
like he was
doubt.
I think he was the best talent in that draft, and we said that. We both said that a long time ago, and it's not breaking news. Like I said, everybody knew that. It's just he fell because of the character issues.
Speaking of draft picks, and I got to find it here too before I get into it. Maybe I'll just a little bit more of a teasing than anything else. Daniel Jeremiah dropped his first mock draft. Would you like to know who he had the Detroit Lions taking?
Should we wait until? Should we take bets?
Or actually,
tell you when we come back from break.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, we still got 5 minutes, so we can't do that.
Ourselves extra 4 minutes in the next one. But how familiar are you guys with the draft yet? You guys, you got over the Lions, lost a little bit, and dived into that at all? Chris shaking his head. I saw a tear fall from his eye.
About what?
Just like, for me, it took me till like yesterday. Honestly, more so today.
Kyron Lacey's probably not going to get drafted. DNC.
No.
That's the wide receiver from LSU. And he shoots somebody.
Oh, he's going to prison.
Yeah.
What happened?
He killed someone in a car accident.
He killed someone
and drove
in a car
away.
accident and drove away. Yeah, he's
going to prison.
He's not getting drafted.
Not
or something. If he doesn't go to prison, that's fucked. Like, I'm not that guy. I was defending Jalen Carter, right? Like, I want that kind of guy on my team. You kill someone and drive away is different.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild.
Way different. Especially being like the person driving.
Yeah. Do you guys know who's going number 1 overall?
Travis Hunter, probably.
Shoulder.
Or I guess in this mock,
Cam
Abdul
Ward.
Carter, the kid from Penn State.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, number 2. They still have. Let me see when this came out.
Abdul
Actually,
Carter's gonna be a dog for sure.
So this is the 25th. So this is before the hand measurement stuff came out. He has Cam Ward going to the New York Giants over Shedeur Sanders, and Shedeur Sanders falling to the Raiders at 6.
That would make sense to me. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. That's definitely something the Giants would do.
The Patriots would probably trade in that situation.
Abdul
right?
Carter would be so good.
Because they're
he's
4, I
so
think.
good, dude.
Abdul Carter.
Yeah, I remember just watching Penn State games and being like, Jesus Christ.
He's literally Micah.
I was like, they got another one.
Literally Micah 2.0.
We're at 11. I mean, isn't 11 like one of those numbers at Penn State? Like,
I think it is.
11's like their 1 for Michigan.
Yeah, or 8 at LSU.
Yeah. Yeah, he was everywhere. Anytime you'd watch Penn State, he'd be everywhere.
Yeah, I was watching his highlights this morning. Chris, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, if Shedeur's there at 4, doesn't the Patriots probably trade, right?
No, they got Drake May.
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They trade out of
it.
Pro Bowler Drake May.
Somebody would probably trade up to trade
Maybe.
him.
They got Shedeur going to 6 to
Pro
the
Bowler
Raiders.
Drake May.
Pro Bowler Drake May.
And the premier
It's like
tackle.
Tyler Huntley.
I think Drake May's a dog.
Drake May's good.
He's a Pro Bowler.
Oh shit, you're actually fucking right. He is a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Just like Tyler Huntley.
Just like your boy Mac Jones.
Just like Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Good job, Mac Jones.
I like Mac Jones way more in Jacksonville than I did in New Orleans. So he's just fucking around.
And
Did you see the video of him getting fucking beat to shit by they were like Jacksonville coaching staff hates Mac Jones already. It was like the 3rd day of training camp. He was doing one of those running gauntlets, you know, where they like tuck the ball and run and like Trevor Lawrence did it and they were like barely hitting him, and then another quarterback they had did it and they were like barely hitting him. Mac Jones, they were smacking him, dude. He fell over and shit.
That's
it was
funny as fuck.
so funny.
That sounds like Mac Jones to me.
I fuck with Mac Jones.
Who?
For the Michigan fans, it was Mason
Mac
Graham
Jones.
at 5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then right before him was the tackle of the league, or the tackle of the draft, Will Campbell.
From what, LSU or Ole Miss?
Yep.
LSU?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, LSU. And then the Detroit Lions, all the way at 28.
And you'll figure out who they get. I don't even know yet. I haven't seen this one. But after we come back from break, so stay tuned. And let me tell you about West Stanford.
What's that?
Last New Year, new you. How about a new car? West Stanford Buick GMC is here for you. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUV for 24 months with 10,000 miles a year, only for $699 a month and $1999 down. Or a 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab, 24 months and 10,000 miles a year, only for $359 a month, no money down. Sign and drive. GM discount required for both. Get to West Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory. Visit them at lessstanford.com.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lessstanford.com today.
Big Injuries? Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Soroki's. Crispy Chicken and Pizza is at a store near you. All you do is visit Sorokis.com to find a location. If you are doing game day without Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Wings, you are a grade A weenie. Loser. Sorokis.com. Find one near you right now.
Impotent.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on WordSports.com. I'm Ease Joe More Rex. Yo, Chris, Nicholas Koloff here. Kenneth Grant to the Seattle Seahawks with pick 18. Jihad Gamble. To the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at pick 19. Colson Loveland to the Chargers. They get that tight end I wanted to grab last year.
That'd be a good
at pick 22.
22. Colson Loveland. I mean, he's going to be a stud. He's definitely going in the first round.
Absolute stud.
Top 20.
And at pick 28, the Detroit Lions select edge rusher out of Marshall. Mike Green made it.
I mean,
absolute fucking dog.
Yeah.
I mean, and to be fair, like this kid is not falling 28.
No.
And this was done on January 25th before this came out. Today. Play the tape, Chris. This guy is insane. Mike Green is tearing shit up at the Senior Bowl. And the only reason why he's there is because he went to Marshall, a small school, and had to prove it against better competition. But he's eating these kids alive on every single rep. This ain't even the one where he took a kid and slammed him in the ground like it's a wrestling promo. Mike Green is a dog. If he falls to 28 and the Detroit Lions take him, my pants are going to be sticking to my leg for at least a good 2 days. Not going to lie to you.
Yeah, he led the college football in sacks at 17. He does struggle in containing. It was noted that he, gets a little too excited, overcommits a little bit, and breaks contained on the outside. But he is 6'5", 6'4", 250 pounds, so he's going to need to put on a little bit of weight when he gets into the NFL. But yeah, dude, this would be a great pick for the Detroit Lions. You go out there and find that dog. That's that fucking dog.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way in hell he makes it to 28. I think you'd have to trade up if you want to get him. And like I said, does he fit what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want in a defensive end?
Skinny.
He's a little skinny. He doesn't play the run too well, but he can get to the quarterback. Like, this was his first year as a starter in college football, and he went out there and he led the nation in sacks. He's got an array of moves. He's got great dip, great bend that we like to see, and he does have that dog in him. He is a Dan Campbell guy.
You don't have a bag like that unless you're committed to fucking killing the quarterback and you just want to be the best.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this guy's goal was to make it in the NFL. His goal was to kill quarterbacks his entire life.
For sure. And like I said, that doesn't really fit what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes like in an edge rusher. He's not a guy that they would normally grab to be an edge rusher.
Especially.
Size-wise.
I think I'm like 270.
He's not.
They're moto in that front office.
Yeah,
sure.
He's not good at defending the run or containing the run on the edge.
He's good against the run.
So they need him to get better and get bigger, especially in the NFL. You're not playing whatever division Marshall's in tackles. Like, you're playing NFL tackles.
Yeah.
So that is something he would have to work on. That is something he would have to improve. But I would love it. It would be a great pick. The guy's, like you said, 17 sacks in his first year as a starter in college.
Absolute dog. And actually, I'll find this other clip too. I'll try to download it for you, Chris, or I can send you a link if you want. But the clip of the day from the Senior Bowls, he takes this kid who's also a good prospect. I gotta find out who that is, and just delivered him straight to the ground.
Yeah.
Like, he's a demon out there. And this is what you want to see. This is what he had to do, right? You go to Marshall, you're going to a small school, you're dominating, but people are like, okay, well, like you said, who are you really playing at Marshall?
You're supposed to.
You show up to the Senior Bowl and you fucking dominate everybody in front of you. He's not falling 28.
No, I don't think so either.
This kid's going top 20. In fairness to Daniel Jeremiah,
he's going to be much like Chop Robinson in last year's draft.
Better.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot more moves, where Chop really was just the speed rush, where this guy's he'll club you, he'll spin off you, got the ghost rush. He's the what?
What?
Huh? Say what? He's not falling 28.
He's not falling to 28.
I would love it. I love for it to happen.
He's not falling to 28.
Complete player, 84 tackles. Like, he's not just getting to the quarterback here. Like, there is not a chance. I mean, from what I've seen today, from all the highlights,
it's crazy out there.
This guy, 28, dude. We're talking this guy not leaving the top 10.
He's gonna. I wouldn't go there.
Top 15.
23 TFL, 17 sacks. I will say that this is a bad draft class. I truly believe that.
You think he's gonna be a top 10 pick?
Yes, I think he's the highest riser in the draft after what I've seen today. I already thought it was a pipe dream compared to some of these guys.
Get that microwave going, baby.
Overreaction Wednesday. Let's
I
go.
I don't hate you. He's tearing it up out there right now. He's got the numbers to back behind him. Like you said, the tackles show he's more than just a sack getter. He's making plays in the run too.
Yeah, no. If you were dropped in as an alien on Earth and you saw that play, you'd be like, "This guy's the best football player in the world."
Honestly, you would.
It's definitely knee jerk, but I mean, we've seen crazier things happen with guys that have amazing pro days, amazing combines.
Jadeveon Clowney highlight play.
Yeah, I mean, Jadeveon Clowney was also the best prospect in college football the whole year.
Nah.
It's Jadeveon Clowney. He's like, what, 6'7", 270 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like we said, this would be a great pick for the Lions, but I don't think they gets there. And I don't think he fits what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want in a defensive end.
What, because he's a little bit light in the butt?
Yeah, a little bit light in the ass.
But
you'd take him if he's there. They would take him if he was there for sure.
Daniel Jeremiah's explanation, it will be huge for the Lions to get Aiden Hudson back next season. Green would be a perfect complement with the speed and quickness off the edge. This team values production off the edge, and Green had a ton of it during his college career.
Yep.
Which he is absolutely right. Here was the tape from the day. Here's the one going viral, by the way. We already showed you clips where you're like, damn, this kid's a stud. Check this one out.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's nasty.
Come on, let it loop.
That celebration.
Let it loop. This thing's beautiful. Come on.
How the dirt taste?
I was reading some stuff. They say he sits a little high too.
One more time. One more game.
Come on.
The celebration after too.
What was he doing that?
He was so effing hype. Like that's a guy that
this
kid's a dog.
2021 he was at Virginia, played in 6 games, had a sack and a tackle for loss, and then he went to Marshall in 2022. I guess he just chilled.
Dean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
2023 he went to Marshall. In 13 games he had 4.5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, and then obviously blew up this year when he got the starting role.
I don't see in this first round at all is your guys' dude from LSU or from OSU.
Yeah, Jack
Sawyer. Not seeing him here.
Obviously, he's a very early first mock, but yeah, he wasn't.
I think he'll be a second round guy. When I watched him, and this is just me, I asked Travis this too actually, because he's an Ohio State guy with a Michigan tattoo. Kind of weird. Ask him about it.
Very weird. Ask him about it.
But he seems boxy, like kind of like stiff as a board a bit.
Stiff as a board.
But he's got the motor. He's got the white boy motor. He just don't quit. I just don't quit.
Yeah.
Lunch pail guy for sure.
Yeah, definitely sneaky athletic.
Better pack your lunch, boy. It's going to be a long day. That type of guy. But I saw someone comment, Tennessee edge. I think he's talking about James Pierce, junior from Tennessee. Don't know much about him. Again, got to dive into this draft class, but I'm all about the edge for the Detroit Lions this year. Even though we got Zadarius Smith either as a rotation piece or just a third down piece, give me another edge, though, for years to come.
We talked about this, but I think that this draft class will see Brad Holmes stray away from his typical draft class norms. And I think you started to see that last one, like you talked about grabbing the projects. This one, I think he will kind of plug holes and kind of go more off of a need base rather than just taking the best player available. Because let's be honest, this team's at a different state than it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it needed all the talent it could get. And then we'll figure everything out after that. Now you have everything figured out. You literally just need depth. All you need these draft picks to do is come in and replace the players that you can't sign because you can't afford to pay them. That's all you need them to do. You need them to supplement your roster. You don't need them to be the focal point of the roster. So I think that means Brad Holmes will kind of change a little bit from BPA. Now, if there's still a guy that he really wants, he'll take it. But I think for the most part, he's going to go. He's going to kind of just grab, oh, what do we need? We need another linebacker in this room, or we need another receiver, or blah, 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 whatever it is. I think we'll see some.
Yeah,
some
they're definitely going to take an edge in the one of their first 2 picks.
Yeah,
you
think they'll double up like last year?
This class is deep with it too.
This class is very deep with defensive line players. I wouldn't be surprised if he doubles up. He does it a lot.
2 for 4.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
He does it with he did it with Hutch and Pascal. He did it with Aleem and Levi. He did it with obviously Terrion and Rakestraw.
Yeah, that's actually
he does it a lot.
A lot.
So
pretty consistent trait of his, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
that's a consistent trait of his. So my question that would be, is defensive edge the position you'd expect him to double up? If you had to place a bet on it,
yes,
it would
by
be.
Far.
It would be.
Yeah, because this class kind of deep too. Like I like this class a lot. Like there's not like sexiness in the first couple of picks because it's not like the quarterback that everybody's in love with. But like in terms of like quality starters, I think there's a shit ton of them. I think I saw Daniel Jeremiah tweet the meat of this class. The best of this class is between like picks like 20 and 60, and that's perfect for what Brad Holmes got going on. Because if you find a guy you like with the first or second round, you got that extra third round pick to play with, and you get another one next year too.
I have a sneaky suspicion we're getting a wide receiver earlier than we think. I think we'll get one suspicion we're getting one earlier than we think.
I'm never tripping when we grab wide receivers.
I'm not either.
That's my philosophy. It's been my philosophy. I've said it every year. You should draft a wide receiver every single year in the NFL draft. Like every year at one point. You should, because you never know who could turn out to be a Cooper Kupp or something like that in the later rounds.
Or they're just a special teams weapon.
And these wide receiver contracts are so important and so expensive that you should go out and get one every single year, because you never know. I had us drafting Will Shepard. Or I think Will Shepard. I think his name's Will. Shepard from Colorado. Big body dude. Big target down the field for Shedeur this year. A lot of 50-50 balls. He could fill in for Tim Patrick pretty well if Tim Patrick prices himself out of a deal.
Yeah. Well, Tim Patrick like 33 years old right now too, so he may come back cheap. You may have to draft someone. But with wide receivers and running backs, it's always my philosophy is no one hits the ground running more like those two positions in the NFL. Like they come in and they have phenomenal years.
Yeah, Will Shepard, 6'3", 200 pounds. I'm trying to see his stats here real quick.
Now, how tall is Tim Patrick?
Like
6'4", 6'5"?
48 catches for 621 yards, 6 touchdowns last year. Had 8 touchdowns at Vanderbilt the year before that. 9 touchdowns at Vanderbilt 2 years ago. 4 touchdowns in 2021 at Vanderbilt. Never been under 500 yards in a game where, like in a full season in college. So like he's been productive everywhere he's gone.
Keitho, Kenneth Grant went 18 to the Seattle Seahawks. But again, that territory, I would say 18 to where the Lions pick, I could see moving up into any one of those positions.
Their first 3 picks should, and I think will, be in the trenches, whether it's defensive end, defensive line, or interior offensive lineman. Those are going to be their first 3 picks, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they grab a wide receiver.
Have no beef with it. And Jason Evans, I'm with you. That's exactly how I think it goes. Best available at offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, or corner in any order.
Yep.
And I agree wholeheartedly.
I just have a sneaky suspicion. I just have a gut feeling. That if it's over under 3.5 of where a wide receiver is drafted, I'm taking the under. I think he's taking.
They got the extra third-round pick. Now that could be used to move up in the first round or move up to somewhere else if they want somebody, but we'll see.
Nick,
what up, Doe? I'm trying to cook up. I got some questions cooking up for you.
Oh, for around the league.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're.
That was honestly just still on there from the other day.
I know.
But I appreciate you.
There's not much breaking news in the NFL, but I'm gonna get your thoughts on some stuff. Spenny's got some answering to do for some takes this year.
I do.
Ooh. Okay.
I guess. Let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Awesome is when you get an amazing haircut. Lady Jane's takes the chore out of getting your haircut. Walk in, let one of our lovely, talented stylists give you a hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment, all that good stuff. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
On
breaking news.
What?
We gotta make that our new sound effect.
Yeah, we do. The Jets agreed to terms with Lions tight end coach Steve Hyden as their new offensive line coach per source. With Tanner Strand as their favorite to become aboard as offensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn is building out his own version of Detroit's offense in New York, per Tom Pelissero. The one bites the dust. That one, I'll be honest with you, I'm not tripping over that much. He's only been here for a year, 2 years. And the tight end coach has kind of been like a revolving door. It was Ben Johnson. I think Tanner was there for a bit.
He was.
And then Steve came in.
Yep.
Dan Campbell played tight end. Like I don't know if I'm being dismissive of his.
I don't think you're being dismissive.
Okay.
It's. I mean, good for him. You know,
Yeah.
hope he has a great time in there, but that's not anything we're too crazy about.
Yeah, I'm not really tripping.
No.
How do you feel about the hire for AG? A tight end for your offensive line coach?
I mean, he must know the system very well. He must know.
Yeah.
You know, he must have been chilling with Hank Fraley a lot.
It sounds like he's going to try to run what the Detroit Lions did. He's like, this can make any quarterback look good.
Good luck.
Look,
Yeah.
check I'm playing.
Good luck. You don't got the weapons.
Honest God, I pray AG's not trying to do that. Maybe certain things within it, but like those aren't the pieces I'm poaching to make that happen. I mean, maybe Tanner because he ran the meetings and whatnot. That makes a little bit more sense. That also tells me that A-Rod might be gone.
A-Rod for sure. There's no consultation.
Yeah, I would be very surprised
because you're building up very like play action dependent type of offense.
And just not
he's very
connected
picky
to
about like
Rodgers.
what he likes to run.
Show's pretty good. I started watching it.
I gotta tell you about this other movie.
Maybe that I would be surprised if I was a GM, a new GM, and a new head coach walking in there. I would not want Aaron Rodgers as my starting quarterback. I think you're trying to build your own culture. You're trying to establish what you want the Jets to be. Aaron Rodgers is a culture assassin. He will not listen to you. He's not going to buy into whatever you're preaching.
And that's not changing at 43 years old.
No, you do not teach an old dog new tricks, and he's the oldest dog in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, yes, I would – if I was the head coach or GM there, my first move would be to get rid of Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Nick, any reaction to the news before you go around the league?
At least offensively.
Yeah, nothing burger. If they get Tanner as well, then it's like, okay. But right now, nothing burger.
Yeah, even Tanner, like, you lose him, that it sucks. That sucks more than this guy.
Yeah, it definitely does.
No offense to him, but I'm still not, like, Hank Fraley was the guy I wanted to keep the most.
True.
So if they don't get if they don't get Tanner, this is just another person that's close to Tanner that didn't end up going with them. But the rumor is right that Tanner is expected to leave with them.
He's expected to be the offensive coordinator.
So, no disrespect, when Josina said it, didn't really care. Tom Pelissero saying it. I don't know if he's echoing what she already said or if he is reporting it as well.
Female black reporters.
Wow. I guess so.
That's crazy.
That one, yeah. Big ass forehead.
Pretty ones always have it.
They do.
Show you what?
Pretty girls.
Pretty girls always got big
always
foreheads.
got big foreheads.
They do.
Monsters.
Confirmed.
Canyons.
Around the league.
Shout out to Curry Cannons.
Speaking about the New York Jets, fellas, one of the guys that's hitting free agency on ESPN Plus, they had a list of the top free agents, and coming in at number four, cornerback DJ Reed. Spenny, can you see this?
It says Reed is highly competitive coverage corner with press man traits and transition speed in the back on the throw. More of a ball disruptor than playmaker. Over his career, he has 40 pass breakups compared to his 6 interceptions. Reed should be viewed as a scheme versatile corner who can fit into multiple NFL systems. Fowler's latest. Several teams were polled. Several teams we've polled agree Reed is the top corner in free agency. Roughly 10 teams have a glaring need at the position.
One of them being the Lions. If Carlton Davis does not return to Detroit, would you guys be interested in the number 1 corner, DJ Reed?
I think
if Carlton Davis does not resign, to be clear.
Yes. But
how much would you pay?
Again, the way Brad's operating, he's gonna offer more. He's gonna want more money than
he's
Carlton
gonna want
Davis.
more money than Carlton.
A little bit younger, ain't he?
Yeah.
$15 million.
Listen, I'm just telling you straight up right now. Carlton Davis is gonna return to the Detroit Lions. If Brad Holmes is openly talking about the way he did in that last press conference, he's probably gonna be coming home to Detroit.
I think so too. I think they're gonna get him.
I think if anything, AG should be on the phone with DJ Reed trying to get him to come back to New York because it sounds like he fits what he likes to do perfectly.
Yes.
But Carlton Davis come back to Detroit. DJ Reed, I wish you luck. But also, again, Jalen Carter end up here. I don't know what kind of guy DJ Reed is. Does he pay his taxes? Does he pay his parking tickets?
It's a good question.
Does he park in handicap parking? Even if it's for 5 minutes?
Monster.
Does he put his grocery cart back? These are things that matter.
Yeah.
When it comes to Brad Holmes' free agent signings. He's actually older than Carlton Davis, by the way, too. He's 29.
Seeing a lot of this also means that CD3 could be cheaper. Shout out Runyon99. Yeah, we'll see. Runyon 99. All right, fellas. Specifically, Spencer. Jalen Hurts playing in the Super Bowl. A lot of slander his way this year. Do you now feel Jalen Hurts has been underrated, maybe originally being overrated to start his career?
Absolutely not. He's got the MVP playing running back, and he's got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. He's doing well. He's managing this system very well. He used his legs very well in the. He didn't really need to.
Great tush.
The tush push.
He had a Russian one.
He had a couple good outside of the tush push, which is, come on. He used his legs very well. He picked up some first downs. Josh Allen couldn't do it. That's true.
71 completion percentage, 246 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, he played great in that game.
$200,000.
It definitely helps when you have the best running back in football, not named Jahmyr Gibbs, behind you.
He is a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
he's got an elite offense.
Top 12.
Yeah.
Top 10.
That 13 to 8 range we always talk about.
He's a different version of JG where you need stuff around him to work.
Yeah.
And with him, it's a run game.
Would you rather have Jalen Hurts?
Run game and deep threats.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have Jalen Hurts or your best friend, Jordan Love?
Jordan Love.
Probably Jordan Love. If you put Jordan Love in the Eagles' offense, they would be better.
Look at how less decorated the Packers' offense
on
is.
those deep balls.
And Jordan Love having success with that. Jalen Hurts failed miserably last year.
Yeah.
All
Kellen
right.
Moore has also been very good. We talked about that at the beginning of the season. Bringing in Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio would make the biggest difference. And those guys have been very good. Kellen Moore is going to be coming up pretty soon here. And another question of Around the League.
Around the League.
Around the League. All right, from one team I absolutely hate to the other team that I absolutely hate. Kelsey embracing the villain role for the Kansas City Chiefs. Spenny, thoughts on them not losing in the first round of the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I mean, they
didn't.
I forgot you said that.
Yeah, they've got the black magic. No, their defense is elite. Steve Spagnuolo is elite. Their offense hasn't been that good this year.
Come on.
But their defense has been insane. And Patrick Mahomes makes timely plays.
Holy shit, Hurts had 3 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, two tush pushes and one.
Could have got some stink if you had the 2-tutty parlay, Hurts and Mahomes.
Hurts, yeah, Mahomes.
Yeah.
Missed out on that
Patrick
one.
Mahomes has been using his legs a lot this year to get first downs to extend drives, and he's the best quarterback in the league. What are you going to do? But their defense is lights out, man. Spagnuolo is.
I saw
Spagnolio, the great Cornholio.
I saw our social team cut up a clip of Anson saying Taylor Swift under contract by the NFL.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think he's more of a conspiracy theorist than you.
Anson is 1,000% more of a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, yeah.
feel like there's something behind this Swifting, though. And plus, I mean, what was it? Kelsey back in Pfizer and all that. Something's weird.
You and Anthony, the podcast.
Their team definitely stinks of collusion and black magic.
Black magic, dude. Something's going down in Kansas City. Do you guys think they ultimately three-peat right now?
Yeah, they're going to win the Super Bowl again. Yes. I don't think the NFL will allow them to lose.
Speaking about black magic,
Saquon's going to get like food poisoning the night before or something. Eat some bad gumbo.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell's going to put something in his food.
Speaking about black magic, fellas, a guy that won all those Super Bowls, Tom Brady. They got Fox calling the game, and Greg Olsen get in the back seat to this one. Do you guys think Greg Olsen is better at calling games than Tom Brady?
I love Tom Brady.
And what do you guys
He's the
think?
GOAT, but Greg
what do you guys
Olsen-
think about Tom Brady's first season?
It's rough.
It was
It's
bad.
been rough.
It was bad.
But I still appreciate it, though, because it's the GOAT talking. Like he is giving you
What are you not saying much?
elite football knowledge, in my opinion. Like there's no one I want to shut up and listen to more than Tom Brady when it comes to talking football. So like I appreciate that aspect of it, but I'm also not perfect. So I don't want to bitch about Tom Brady being perfect. I trip and stumble over my words and phrases. Like I'm not. But Greg Olsen by far a better broadcaster. Not even close.
Yeah, it's really not close. Greg Olsen's better than him. He's better than Romo. He's better than Chris Collinsworth.
Greg Olsen's actually like great.
Chris Collinsworth sucks now. He used to be good.
This guy Patrick Mahomes.
I'll tell you, a guy here is Patrick Mahomes. He has the nicest looking meat I've ever seen.
Now here's a guy. But
Just look how he gets out there on that.
I think it was the Lions game.
That is ridiculous.
We were down 17, 7 minutes to go. This is when people are bitching about us not running the ball. And he's like, you shouldn't be running a huddle right now. You need to be going. Like, go. That's like that's some good-ass like football knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Brady.
He's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. But no, Greg Olsen's way better than him in the booth.
Yeah, agreed. It is cool to hear some of the stuff that Brady does, but
I hate Romo.
It's robot-esque.
It is robot-esque. I mean, he's kind of a robot. That's kind of who he is.
That's how he operates.
Yeah, I mean,
avocado ice cream.
Avocado ice cream is wild.
That is a weird guy right there, his food take. All right. Last coaching spot is open in New Orleans. Speaking about where the Super Bowl is, fellas, who do the Saints hire as their NFL head coach?
Speaking of black magic, I'm here to let you guys know today. I'm fulfilling that role for the New Orleans Saints.
He's taking me with him too.
He's taking Spinny with me. He'll be my offensive line coach.
I was thinking more of a Big Dom kind of role because I don't want to. But I'll take offensive line coach.
Offensive line coach, yes. We'll be using a lot of black magic, conjuring all that spirits within the city of New Orleans, and we are going to win them into the Super Bowl.
Just put me in the booth up top.
I was trying to think of voodoo. I don't know any voodoo.
No, it's looking like I think you said earlier.
Yeah,
Kellen Moore will get his first head coaching job, which good for him. I have no clue
Lions
to expect
legend,
at all
Moore.
whatsoever. But yeah, Lions legend, and I'll never forget. Didn't he go undefeated at
Boise
State? Yeah, 16-0, right?
On that blue field.
16-0. It was 11-0 or what was it? I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, Boise State. It was him and Titus Young.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Titties.
I remember thinking he's gonna be sweet. I'm like, oh, this kid went undefeated at Boise State.
I thought Titus Young was going to be a dog, and then he said he deserves more snaps than Calvin. I was like, all right, he's crazy.
This guy's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it turns out he actually was crazy.
Psychopath. Certified.
But yeah, it's probably going to be Kellen Moore, and it should be. Good for him. He's been one of the best offensive coordinators in the league for a couple of years now.
I'd rather have Mike McCarthy. That's just me.
You're a big Mike McCarthy guy. I've realized this
I
week.
think he's a good coach. I think
You'd rather have Mike McCarthy than Kellen Moore?
Yeah, I would. But I could end up being wrong on that. Kellen Moore can end up being.
I mean, yeah, it's the safer route for sure.
I think I saw a graphic, and this is probably the big reason why that comped Mike McCarthy to my man in Pittsburgh. I can't think of his name right now.
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. And they're the same records. As a matter of fact, Mike McCarthy I think had a better playoff record.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin doesn't have a good playoff record.
Yeah, but to be fair, Mike Tomlin has a quarterback.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin's getting to the playoffs with Kenny Pickett and Kyle Rudolph and getting bounced in the first round.
But I was just like, damn, he is a little bit underappreciated. He actually is a good coach. And they've won some games this year with the fucking... Actually, they won a lot. They were undefeated with Cooper Rush 2 years ago.
Dak's trash.
Like Mike McCarthy's, he's a good coach.
Mike
he may
McCarthy
not
is
be
a good
great,
coach.
but he's definitely not bad.
You know what he
good.
is, though.
I think he's a great bridge for whoever the next guy's going to be, I should say.
But I don't know if you can afford to do that in the NFL.
What?
Have a bridge coach?
I mean, certain organizations.
Guys will get snatched up.
Schottenheimer is a bridge.
That's
I'd
just
say.
Jerry being Jerry.
Todd Mayo. Actually, I went to school with Todd Mayo. I'm sorry, I went to school with Todd Mayo. Shout out.
Shout out Dan. What was his name?
Oh, Dan Dula.
Dan Dula.
Shout out Joey.
My Indian friend.
Dan
Dula.
Fellas, I think.
You think
I think Pete Carroll's a bridge coach right now at this point. Huh?
Is Dan Dula white?
Yeah, white as shit.
You think he's like hearing that? She's like, call me a goddamn Indian.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he was. Yeah, me and him fought every single year in elementary.
Oh, that was your rival.
Oh yeah, he was my Chicago Bears. He had something going on at home or something. That kid.
Yeah. Shout out Dan
And
Dula.
I was, you know me, I'm a little bit of a crash out. So it's just.
Yeah, you more than a little bit.
If you take it there, I'll meet you. Now I'm settling down.
Still got a very quick fuse.
Yeah.
Don't even.
I've seen it. I've looked in the eyes. It's not fun.
Dinner do. Or what do you say? $500.
I was honestly like nervous. I was like, dude, I gotta stop this guy. But he went full manic.
What did he offer when it was that girl? It was like $100 or whatever.
Oh, dude, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
What happened?
When you put that dude's girl on ransom,
Oh.
and he said, "Next dude to fuck this girl can come on the show." That was the funniest thing.
Dude, what
I've ever
happened
seen.
when we were at some spot in
even
Royal
this
Oak,
year's,
and this
it's
guy's girlfriend was dancing a pole. We started like throwing dollars at her.
Oh, at Fifth Ave.
Yeah, that was Fifth Ave, yeah.
We were in Fifth Ave on the upstairs, and there's like
Dude,
poles up there. And there was this
that
girl
was funny.
dancing, and we started throwing dollars on her. And she got up on the pole, and this guy, it was his girlfriend, and he like came up to us, and he started like trying to start some shit.
Chirping.
He's got in his face, and he's.
I think he picked up one of the dollars just trying to get back to us, and I like ripped it out of his hand, and I bit it or something. I don't know. What the fuck I
Easy,
did.
wasn't that? That was when you had the footage, right? And you were just like, yeah, foot, I'll still fuck
fucking
you
trying
up.
to fight this guy in a boot.
Yeah, he was in a boot. Oh man,
I'm still gonna get that back to you, by the way.
The pizza night at
Yeah, that I was
that's
trying
my
to fuse that shit.
You were not. I mean, you tried
kinda
very
was.
poorly because Anson started it, and I removed Anson from the situation. I'm yelling at him why we shouldn't fight people, and I turn around, you're fighting people. I was like,
He's the guy, the banging guy swung on me.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
But
Night ended early for them though.
we gotta go to break.
We do. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Delicious, locally roasted specialty coffee dropped off right at your doorstep. Subscribe at SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Support local, support Michigan companies. Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
New Holland Brewing Company can support local, support Michigan companies. New Holland Brewing Company and the taller long drink. It is a grapefruit puree and gin-based cocktail. It's delicious. Delicious stuff. You can find it at a Total Wine near you. New Holland Brewing Company, taller long drink. Pick it up when your next night out is coming soon. Didn't know where I was going with that.
Welcome back to World Heavyweights live on sports.com. I'm joined by some more action. Chris, Nicholas, Koloff.
Let's go.
Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Keitho, we talked about this Darius Smith stuff yesterday. He has a cap hit of, I believe, 11. I saw up to 18. I don't know which one of those reports were true, but a lot more than the $5 million that a lot of people were talking about. And I fully believe the Detroit Lions restructure that. Throw some void years on it. Something. They get it figured out.
Throw some voids on it.
Remains a Detroit Lion. Yeah. But we have to give Chris his shine. And it's time
Even
to talk
if it's
some
5 minutes,
hoops.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
You got 7.
You got 7? Oh.
We'll carry it over.
Don't be picky.
Right.
We'll carry it over.
Listen.
See, now we're just not going to do it. Now let's go around the diamond. That kind of pisses me off right there. Well, if it is just 5 minutes, you'd be grateful.
Do you still have the tweet graphics or the?
Of course I do.
So Malik Beasley has openly talked about his trade situation.
Yes.
Obviously, Detroit Pistons need to acquire somebody. What's going on, Chris?
So here is the quote from my guy Aaron Johnson. Shout out to Aaron.
It's a long quote.
He taught Malik Beasley on his future in Detroit. It's a huge. The fit is huge. Me and Trajan Langdon have been talking a lot. We're trying to figure out what's going to happen. I still have to get through this trade deadline. There are some championship teams that want me, but I told Trajan I like where I'm at. He told me the impact I brought. Hopefully he agrees. He told me if he's traded, it's a business. If a championship team comes with a crazy deal, it's just the business. We're just waiting for the deadline to get through. After that, I think we'll start talking about if maybe we could put something together. So where I'm at with this is it sounds like it's an open, transparent, honest relationship, and that's what I want. That's what we see over in, let's always use the best example we have in Detroit sports right now, which is the Lions. And that culture is very honest. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, both of them are extremely transparent. I think we've seen that with JB and Trajan. So I like this. This is a good sign. Again, this is a very good player that could definitely leave, but he loves the situation he's at here in Detroit. He loves being a mentor to these young guys. You see how active he gets. You see how emotional he gets after every win and loss for this team. These are his guys. These young guys are his guys. He is definitely the vet. He talked about this is a situation that he's never been in before where he's really been able to be a leader, and he's loving it. So I hope he stays, and you know what? I think he will. I think this quote means that they are going to get some type of deal done. He will stay. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm assuming everybody in the room wants to keep him.
Yeah, I think he's an important player. He's very good for the culture, for the team, for what they've built this year, and obviously for what he brings to the table. Like, he's one of the best shooters in the NBA. You want to keep him. You could sign him, I don't think, too expensive of a contract in relative terms when you look at NBA contracts. So, yeah, I want to keep Beasley. Keep the shimmy in Detroit. I'd like to see him get like a 2-year extension, something like that.
I just think it's so dope because we've been such a place of like misery, place you go to die and it comes like the NBA basketball, that this guy wants to be here. We're winning games. I'm just not used to that. And I was watching a clip of him in Milwaukee. He did. I guess Thomas has like a podcast. He's definitely not playing basketball there. But he asked like Bees like, what's it about being here in Milwaukee that you want to be here in Milwaukee? And he's like, some bullshit answer. Lot different than when you hear him talk about here in Detroit. And he's played with LeBron. He's played on contending teams. He's been damn there in every situation. And like the fact that he wants to be here in Detroit is dope for once, and I do hope we keep him. I think he's a big part of this renaissance. I've been saying it for years. I want shooting and defense around CADE Cunningham at an NBA level. I don't want guys who just fucking traffic cones on defense. I mean, guys that could give you something on the other side of the ball. Malik Beasley is that for us, and I think if you're looking to move on from something, maybe entice people to buy into Tim Hardaway Jr. as much as he's kind of changed here as well. But I think Malik Beasley is more of like a lifeline for this team.
Absolutely. I would definitely love to keep Malik Beasley. And another interesting tidbit about the trade deadline that I haven't really seen talked about is Jaden Ivey will be set to be reevaluated. And I assume they're reevaluating him before the trade deadline, but they are reevaluating him this month after his injury. They have not yet applied for the player disable exception, meaning that if they get that he would be out for the rest of the season. So there's still hope but I think that they're going to evaluate him sometime between now and the trade deadline, and if they don't think he can come back for the playoffs, for the first round of the playoffs, then what they're going to do is they're going to apply for that, and then instead of $14 million, they may have, I think it's like $18 $18 million or something like that, so that even more cap space at the trade deadline to maybe even get a second player or to get a bigger contract. So that's something to watch for when it comes to trade deadline.
I'd love to see it. Like I said, I'd love to see him stay. He's good for the locker room. He's good for the team. He's good for CADE. He's good for Detroit. And, you know, he's not going to command this 4-year, multi-million-dollar deal. You could get him to a 2-year extension. So we'll see what they end up paying for him, if they end up paying for him. But I would not like to see him. I want to see him buy at the deadline. I don't want to see them trade. I don't need more second-round guys.
Which is weird because, like, we'd be losing that first-round pick, but it's like I don't think we'd be in a lottery anyway.
Because are you going to get a first-round pick for Malik Beasley at the deadline?
Maybe
a super late one?
Yeah.
A team that's drafting out of the lottery. You know?
Maybe a super late first-round pick.
Which means nothing in the NBA.
Is that better than Malik Beasley on your team? No, I don't think it is.
Plus, we have a top of the second round already, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I was looking at Tankathon.
Yeah, I saw somebody
you want to move up, you can move up.
Did you see who they had us taking?
No, was it
your boy Wolf from Michigan?
Oh, I saw that.
Poor man's bird. What can I say?
I would be very okay with that. He's a very good player.
I don't want to stretch.
He's a stretch, and he's 7 foot.
Sneaky athletic as well. You can't trade Beasley. Like, we are not doing this again. Like, we're not tanking. Like, we have
I would love for Ivy to come back too, by the way, but
that's a pipe dream.
Not a chance.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream.
They need Jaden Ivey, man.
He could come back for the playoffs, no?
What?
I mean, if they haven't applied for the IR type thing.
The playoffs are very long, but it's not like you're going to make a long run in the playoffs.
Where would his conditioning be too, you know?
Yeah, no, Ivy's not playing this year. Which sucks because he was playing very well. Him and CADE were playing very well together. He was shooting the ball extremely well. He was playing better defense under JB Bickerstaff. You really saw the coaching help him so much compared to just being demoralized and underappreciated by Troy Weaver and getting started over by Killian Hayes. Now he's having a great year and he gets hurt. Fuck Cole Anthony. Dude.
Killian Hayes coming to town, by the way, play the Motor City Cruise.
Look out. Him
Revenge game.
This is the reason that Killian Hayes has been so good is him and Drew Timme are like the most unstoppable pick and roll in the G League.
I believe it.
Drew Timme's just I was literally at like 2 a.m. in a rabbit hole watching Drew Timme versus Frank Kaminsky highlights from their G League game the other day. It was hype. Frank
better
was
than Goonan, I guess.
Huh?
I said better than Goonan, I guess.
It's better than Goonan for sure. But yeah, that was a funny video.
I'll stick with this, and I truly believe. I think the hip injury kind of derailed Killian a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm never saying he's gonna be anything great or anything more than too much more than what he was.
He can't shoot.
He's James Harden. Everyone sucks that guy's dick when it comes to basketball opinions too. By the way.
Kevin O'Connor, yeah.
Kevin O'Connor.
DNC ENT says trading Beasley isn't tanking. If Malik is in a Zach LaVine deal or helps facilitate a Fox trade, it isn't tanking. Well, no shit. Nobody's saying that though.
I think
everybody's saying if you're trading Malik Beasley for a late first, nobody in this room is doing it.
If you're not getting better, it's selling. Like if you're not getting better, it's selling. That's by definition. If your team doesn't get better, you're selling at the deadline. And if you get rid of Malik Beasley to get a better player in return, that'd be awesome. But that's not going to happen.
Well, the only way I could see is if you get like a young prospect, like a team like Houston that's got all those young guys, is like, hey, look, we just need a veteran push for the championship. I don't think that would happen. But speaking of Fox, his preferred destination got leaked out, and it is San Antonio. So you best believe I'm hitting that trade machine, seeing who I can grab off of the Kings or the Spurs. They got some nice. Spurs got some nice young pieces. The Kings got some nice young pieces.
Weezy D, Killian is not an NBA player. Why are you caping for Killian Hayes right now?
Don't fall for it.
He couldn't hit layups. He couldn't use his offhand to hit layups.
Can we bring Trey Lyles back or what?
I'd love
Harrison Barnes
Vassell.
is who they
I
said.
love Devin Vassell. But yeah, I would take even Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes is
trade target.
The piece that would get moved is what they're, because he has a big cap hit.
Yeah.
When does it expire?
This year.
I don't be mad at that.
And he's shooting like 41% from three or something.
And he's a forward
that could
left Tobias Harris minutes. Sign me up.
I still think we need a
secondary ball handler.
Ball handler more than Harrison Barnes.
Rob Murphy was on with the Woo Crew, and he, as a former GM coach, he wanted a second ball handler as well.
Yeah, you need one.
But he wanted a particular type. he wanted a guy that's willing to take on the reserve role, and I agree with him.
He could not make layups with his offhand.
You gotta argue him. He's trolling you.
I just don't understand.
Don't fall on that. Let's go to break, come back. Maybe go over some names in the trade market. We'll see. Also got Tigers news to get to. Maybe put a poll in the chat, let you guys decide. But first, tell us about Planet Fitness again.
Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where everyone, and we mean everyone, can work out and get a great workout in a judgment-free atmosphere. $15 a month. You get everything you want, including a trainer for free. Or you can upgrade the Black Card and get you some amenities like hydro massage and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Jars Cannabis, guys. If you need something to relax or elevate your life, just visit shopjars.com. Find one of the 27 locations in the great state near you. Make sure you follow them at jars_life as well. They got new locations coming to Madison Heights, Milan, and Grand Rapids. And don't forget the Dan McCarty brand coming soon as well. Breaking news. Taylor Mathis is huge.
Got some heavies on.
In the booth.
I don't know why. I don't think Twitter's a real place sometimes.
But also, Steve Wilkes officially the defensive coordinator for the New York Jets alongside
Steve Wilkes?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good hire.
I didn't think he was that good in San Fran, and he had pieces.
I mean, for him to not have to, like, Aaron Glenn's going to call the defense, you know, so it's a good mind to have in there.
Yeah, that's fair. He's another culture guy, too.
Yeah. He's not going to have to run the defense, so I wouldn't want him being my defensive coordinator, but since Aaron Glenn's your head coach.
That's fair. I put a poll in the chat. You guys let us know. Pistons trade, Tigers news. I was supposed to get it up a little bit earlier, but I messed that up, and I apologize for that.
Canley, Demon, change up Demon. It's honestly like we were watching in the back the compilation of his strikeouts, and it is fucking nasty.
You think they got one?
He's going to be a great fucking...
It's great because of who we have already on staff. Between Hinge and
He's fucking...
Chris Fetter.
Like I said, he threw 64 in a row in the playoffs. Like, dude's a fucking change-up stud.
David Witt said he had an MS flare-up reading the Ben Johnson news. That's awful.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
You could ask these guys after the show ended. I sat here in the same chair and I
it was...
That was a rough day. But we're on, boys. We're moving on. It is what it is. We got the best or second best, top 3, not 3 GM in the league, and Brad Holmes. He's going to cook in this year's draft, and we'll be back at it.
You got your teams, or you got your coaching staff set. Everybody's in place.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know, like, the offense, we're still expecting top 10, top 12. JG is MVP candidate this year. Like, quite literally, like, he'll be in the awards.
Yeah.
Do you think that continues? Do you think he'll be an MVP candidate next year? Yeah.
I think so. Like, I think he's going to put up similar stats to what he did this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the weapons. He's got the offense. They're going to be throwing the ball. Like, they're not going to be scared to throw the ball. Jameson Williams is going to improve even further. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to continue to do what he did. So, yeah, I think he'll put up similar stats.
Nicholas Koloff.
Actually, the Lions aren't going to win 15 games next year. I'll say that.
Okay.
I think that plays a big role into Jared Goff being an MVP candidate.
Fair.
I think he'll have a similar year to what he did last year. But if they win 12, 13 games, still win the North, with Jared Goff doing what he did this year, is he still an MVP candidate?
I don't think he'll be an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Not a
Jahmyr
knockout.
Gibbs
I'm not saying he's gonna be bad.
Jahmyr Gibbs, Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that's what I'm
stock in that.
I know we're paying him. Jahmyr Gibbs got to be the focal point of this team moving forward.
Yes, I agree.
And if you are one of those sick, gross weirdos, sorry for calling you a weirdo, too far. But if you're one of those sickos that said Ben Johnson through the game or just abandoned Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't want to see you on the opposite of that. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's a spearhead this offense this next year. Like MVP. If we want an MVP on this offense, it goddamn better be Jahmyr Gibbs. And I'll be honest with you, too, just knowing John Morton's background, the more I'm looking into it, him working with John Gruden, him being a part of that West Coast stuff with Jim Harbaugh. I love JG. And J-Mo, too. But the deep ball's not his. I don't want to see too much of that. When it's there, when the time's right, but use Jahmyr Gibbs to set up those situations.
We saw J-Mo wasn't only a deep ball guy, too, this year. We saw.
No, for sure. But I'm just talking about John Morton likes the deep ball. I mean, look at Bo Nix and how many deep shots they took. Allow us to set that stuff up with the run. Allow us to grab extra bodies and demand they be in the box to stop that run game before you go deep with the ball.
And the Broncos didn't have a running back. They had Javonte Williams and
they had a committee of mid guys. They had a committee, a committee.
Nick, you dropped the siren in there. What'd you?
That was your breaking news that the Lions aren't going to win 15 games.
Oh yeah. Breaking news. Lions probably won't win 15 games next year.
What? MVP season for you, though?
No, I just saw what DNC said in the chat, and it made me sad.
I definitely don't think Josh Allen and Lamar are going to continue to put up these numbers every year.
I think they will.
Are you out of your mind? What are you?
They have.
They were two of the historic seasons of all time.
Lamar's
you think they're just going to do that every
But they're
single
going
year?
to put up MVP numbers.
You think they're just going to do this every single year?
Yes.
I think this year was.
That's what they do.
Lamar's done it for 3 years in a row.
The only reason Josh Allen he's been in the conversation. The only reason why it's been dismissive is the turnovers. He's fixed that. They're going to put up monster year. That's what they do.
These were two of the greatest seasons of all time. You think that they can do this year in, year out for the rest of their career?
Yes, that's what they've been doing, Nick. What are you talking about?
I don't think so. I think they
Lamar's
both had their best
MVP
year ever.
already.
Didn't they have their best years ever this year?
I'm not saying they have recap their best years, but they're going to be in the MVP race for God.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to perform to this level. Yes.
Jared Goff MVP? No, he will not be in the MVP conversation because of the wins. And I also believe that, like you guys said, the run game's just going to be off the charts next year. So no.
Hopefully, Jaws in the combo. I'm tired of it just being a quarterback award. It's gross.
I just looked up fantasy rankings just to see projected for next year and where they had Ja.
He's number one.
ESPN had him at 5.
5.
Which is crazy
for what?
to have Bijan Robinson at 2.
Who?
Fantasy rankings,
Dude,
it just
Bijan
numbers
sucked.
wise.
I mean, Bijan's going to get more carries.
Yeah, Bijan's not really goal line stuff.
Goal line stuff, more
He
carries.
was dead in that first half, but he came back to life.
Saquon's number 1, right?
Jamar Chase, number 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's everybody? Yeah, not just running backs? Yeah.
I don't hate that.
I mean,
I'm a big running back guy. You guys know me.
Yeah.
Go with the running backs. Won the league.
That's what I usually do.
And had to hunt your money down.
Yeah, for real.
I respect you for
that. Was
that.
crazy.
You should have done it. What do you mean you respect him? You're the commissioner.
I respect you for doing that.
You have to do that when you're in a league with people you do not see.
I said at the deadline, pay the money. And Lucas wasn't even fucking running his team. Lucas and Griffin weren't even doing their fucking setting their lineups.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, this league's dead.
And then you made a bunch of stupid ass rules.
No, Griffin. Griffin was setting his team. He has 6-game winning streak at the end of the year.
No, at the end of the year, when he started winning, until I
but that's on that. Just because one guy quits doesn't mean that's fucking that's on that.
2 guys quit.
That was great.
No, it was the other guy had a 6-game winning streak.
I saw my lineup. I was
you were 5th guy out.
Yeah. I missed the playoffs because of the stupid rules.
Yeah, that was whack.
2-week matchup
they don't
to end
even
the
give you
year.
options to change that.
Week 18.
You just know to do it. Whatever.
I don't know. I was thrilled I won the league.
First year commish.
And Nick was getting a point for every carry.
That got changed.
Insane.
That got changed.
That got changed.
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing.
Nick just drafted a good ass team. Nick had a dog ass.
You got Saquon, Derrick Henry,
yeah, he had 3 running backs, didn't you?
I think my third was K9.
Yeah, that's dirty work.
I mean, Saquon and Derrick Henry are giving him 30 points each a week.
Yeah.
And then Saquon went beast mode in the playoffs. He had 40. And
all right, we're saving the Pistons stuff. Future parlays out with all the winnings. To say the least. Future parlays out with all the winnings.
We're saving the Pistons stuff for tomorrow. Come back, come back. We'll do baseball. We'll do around the diamond. Is that cool? You want to say that for tomorrow? So
I mean,
mailbag?
10 minutes is it.
Yeah. I don't blame
Chris
you,
right now?
Spencer.
Yeah, no,
Don't blame
we
me.
can do it. I don't care.
All right.
That's fair.
Or we can just keep around the diamond. Didn't we do that one time where we just kept around the diamond in there
On
for
it
like
for
a
a
while?
while.
Like we never got
That
to
was
it.
fun.
We can do that.
It seemed like nobody wanted baseball in the chat poll, so
Yeah, nobody
that's
wants
definitely-
baseball ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pistons trade won by a mile. But.
Blame them too.
even if Alex Bregman's
Opening day is
right
going to be a
down.
movie this year, though. Heavy's
Yeah.
no show. We're just
Shout out.
content team.
Don't have a bachelor party to attend this year, so I'll
Fuck
be
yeah.
down.
Oh, yeah, we get drunk.
Oh, we
big,
don't have
too.
a show?
Oh,
No,
Lord.
we're not doing a show that day. We're just
Aw,
going to be getting
dude.
content all day.
Hell
go.
yeah, boys.
Yeah.
I was thinking about buying tickets.
All right,
I
Nick,
wouldn't be
or
opposed.
Chris, tell us about the Winter Blast.
Maybe we can get hooked up.
Maybe.
Let me tell
what
you
happens.
about the
Mailbag. What does Nick
Winter
sell your phone number?
Blast. If you are not doing something this Friday, you now have plans. The Winter Blast in Royal Oak, January 31st through February 2nd. That is this weekend. Woodward Sports welcomes the Winter Blast, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz will be there 2 to 4 on Friday. Don't miss this cool event, including free ice skating, spectacular ice sculptures, live music, heated tents, marshmallows roasting, food trucks galore, and thrills from a 300-foot zip line. Best of all, this admission is completely free. So for more info, go to winterblast.com.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Football's big game is right around the corner. Make sure you're ready to get the most out of your favorite sports with the best sports book made in Michigan for Michigan from Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Fund your online with cash. No need to link a credit card or bank account. And get 100% of your deposit matched up to $1,000 and 50 free spins. Visit playeagle.com and download the Eagle Casino Sports app today.
I just want the first question to be so you're Team Uber now, huh?
Huh?
I just want the first question to be like, so you're Team Uber now, huh?
Yeah, dude, set that up.
Yeah.
Please.
Right,
Dude,
I'll
that
reach
would be
out,
fire.
Reach out to my girl Chantel and see if
I
can
did
get
not
her
know
number.
that she was from Detroit.
Cash? Sounded
No.
cash.
That was just missed.
Mailbag.
You suck.
Fuck.
Would you rather fight 10 gorilla-sized Knicks or 100 midget-sized Chris's? Give me 100 midget Chris's.
Someone actually asked that?
Like Nick's
asked
little,
that?
but he's feisty. We have it on
Morton.
tape.
It's also gorilla versus midget.
It's
so, like,
also,
it doesn't
yeah.
make, it
Gorilla
doesn't make
I'm
sense
taking
at all.
100 midgets over 10 gorillas. That's like, would you rather fight 10 Aaron Donalds or
Yeah. Or
100
Chris's.
Wee-Mans? Like, yeah, I'm taking a gorilla-sized human is
Plus,
just
like
an
Chris is
NFL
like top
player.
heavy. Like those midgets are falling fast.
Gorilla-sized
Like,
Nick is just an NFL player.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
Do I
matter.
get a
You're
gun?
taking the midgets no matter what.
Yeah, you're losing that.
I think
Little
you could
people,
beat the
respectfully.
midgets.
No, 10 gorilla-sized.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
no
you're
way you're
losing
winning
that.
that. I think you have a.
That's like fighting 10 men.
You have a puncher's chance against 100 midgets.
For
You
sure.
know, they're less mobile. You can wear them out doing some cardio.
They are
It
less
takes
mobile.
at
Running
least four-
serpentine patterns.
Takes at least 4 of them to climb up.
Mailbag.
And hit you in the face.
And actually, I want Nick
Get
to
on
answer
top
this
of
one.
a desk or
What up,
something.
dude?
You start
They're
kicking.
done.
And I gotta say, you said Nick's little. All right, let me just say this. Don't let this loose clothing fit you, dude.
should
I'm
see the
ripped
nips
under
under 'em.
here. Come on now.
Yeah, I see the
No
nips in
wonder
that
you
guy.
see the nips pointing out
What did you
some
say,
fucking
cone
ripping
nips?
chest all the time. Come on now.
I got chest today.
Is the moon landing real? Nicholas
No.
Koloff.
Hell no, dude. No. There's like,
We could get there now, but
No.
it was fake at the time.
yes, agreed. Space race.
10 gorilla-sized Knicks is crazy.
Yeah.
He's tripping
That's like
over it.
getting jumped by an NFL offense. Like, you're not beating that.
Can we get a Woodward poll in-house? Will all 4 major sports teams make the playoffs this year?
No.
Wings.
Wings are battling back.
Yeah,
That's a very tough division.
Have they made enough?
Pistons will make it. Lions already made it. Tigers, that's a poop division, so you can't say no.
They're like plus 260, I believe.
But does anybody in the division sign anybody big?
No, Cleveland actually sold some players, but they have some really good prospects coming up.
Yeah.
If we sign Alex Bregman, we'll win the division.
I believe Cleveland was just as young as us.
Scott Harris said he's not done.
KC is a dangerous team moving forward.
Yes.
Bobby Witt legit being a top 3 player.
That's
in
your boy.
He's a superstar.
I don't like him. I don't like that he's on the other team. I don't.
Yeah, Illich is the
just
one.
have other teams in the division as your favorite.
I don't like the Kansas City Royals. We are not starting this.
Yeah.
He's a big Pacers guy, too.
Big Pacers guy.
I think I bet on him to get a double against the Tigers when we were going through like a 10-game losing streak.
Yeah, and you parlayed it with Nebraska 9.5 wins.
That's Pacers blue.
That's degenerate shit, dude. That's still my favorite bet.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was funny as fuck.
Dominic Raiola in the Kansas City locker room? What's up with that?
That shit is cringe, dude. Like, I've never seen someone...
Did Pacheco go to Nebraska or Rutgers?
No, he went to Rutgers.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to find a correlation there.
It's just he wants to be Patrick Mahomes more than he wants oxygen. It's kind of weird. Is that not weird? Is it?
It'd be more weird if he wasn't good. But like Dom Raiola's good.
But it's still weird. Like, he wants to be him.
He's a hell of a football player.
But like, to dress like him, act like him,
He looks like
cut
him.
your hair like him.
Already piped his wife that night.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
He does look like him. Plus, I
strange.
like Dominic. I like Dominic
Mahomes
Raiola.
is uncomfortable.
I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't be?
I wouldn't be.
Do you think Dominic Raiola is uncomfortable
If you saw,
with it?
if an easy clone came up to you that was dressed like you, talked like you, acted like you, wanted to be like you,
I'd be weirded out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You said you wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be. Oh, like.
Would you be weirded out?
Yeah. I thought you meant like, would he be like cool with it?
Nah.
No.
You could say you are.
That's strange.
But it's very uncomfortable.
strange.
Yeah.
It's like, it's past the point of like, oh, he just likes. No, he like wants to be Patrick Mahomes.
I admire it though because it's affected his game. Like he's makes some Mahomes.
He has the same mannerisms. But I gotta say, what about former center for the Detroit Lions, Dominic Raiola, letting his son do this and become Patrick Mahomes?
I'm not going to question man's parenting.
Dom Raiola beat the shit out of
Dominic Raiola.
He's a bad. That's what I'm
Dominic
saying.
Raiola is a crazy person.
If he doesn't
like
have
he
a
ran the
problem
streets of
with
Philly.
Yeah.
He runs them.
Do you think he was would have said something by now?
No, I mean his son's the number 1 recruit in the nation. Like,
do you think he's like backing behind it?
So
like,
what?
hey,
My
go in
son's
there, try to
gay.
hang
Don't
out?
get.
Do you think he's in there like
I don't think
go in there,
he's.
try
I
to
don't
be
think
by
he's
him.
like, hey, go do his
Try to learn
pregame
from him.
warm-ups and act like him all the time. Like, no, I don't think he's egging him on to be Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, go marry
But I
me.
don't think he's telling him not to do it. Like,
But if you want to be great, do what he does. I guess like he's following that to a T, and he's number 1 recruit.
yeah, what's he gonna do? Stop dressing like that.
Yeah.
Cut your hair. Like, nah.
I mean, he could.
He supported him enough to the fact that he's the number 1 recruit in the nation, or he was the number 1 recruit in the nation.
Pistons.
Let me down.
Pacers tonight.
Let me down, boy.
In
You're a
Indiana.
great quarterback, but you're too much like him.
6 wins, I think. 6. 7.
What are your expectations for the Pistons tonight? You guys nervous about them? Nervous for them?
Yes.
It's a big game.
This is a very big game.
Yeah.
Can't get punked. If you lose a close one, I'm fine. Can't get punked.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Especially after that shit-talking Lego building center. You can't let this guy fucking... You can't let this guy fucking
Didn't he hit
beat
like
you.
5 threes against us last time or something like that?
And went home and built a fucking Lego shit. What a dork.
Hey.
You can't let him...
Legos are pretty cool.
No, I'm so jealous of kids these days. The Legos they have are so
Bryson
much cool.
loves Legos. I'm not.
I used to play with
I'm too
Legos
ADD
growing
for
up.
Legos.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for it. That's what it is.
Well,
I didn't like put them together.
They are
like,
sweet though.
I didn't have like. Well, we had one really cool Star
Yeah, he
Wars
custom
one.
makes them.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I just
Like,
had, we just had a bin full of loose Legos, and I had these little mats, and we built.
Well, dude, it pissed me
That's
off
what
because
it
like we got one that we didn't have the instructions to. He made me Google, YouTube, whatever, till we enough till we could figure it out.
I pissed in that
and then
Lego
he
bin a couple
untook it all. He took it all apart and then custom made it something. I'm like, bro, we spent
Yeah.
like 5 hours making it, and now you got it looking like Frankenstein.
He's having fun.
No, he is having fun. I don't care.
I pissed in that Lego bin a couple times.
What? At your home?
Yeah, I used to sleep.
What?
I used to sleepwalk and pee.
Oh,
Because like I would
Bryce has done
sleepwalk
that.
and I'd pee. I peed in the Lego bin a couple times. I peed down the dirty clothes chute one time. I peed in my brother's closet one time. And once I was I was going to do it. I was a serial peer. I got up out of bed. We didn't have the bunk beds. Like, it was, if you ever had bunk beds, you either had them or you went side by side.
Yeah.
And, you'd switch up your room every couple months to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
And we were side by side at that point, so my brother was sleeping in his bed. And I woke up, and I went right over, dropped the pants, about to pee all over him.
You woke up?
My dad
I'm still going to bang R. Kelly at most functions,
throws the
all right?
football at me. I woke up.
Damn.
And, my pants were down. I was about to piss all over his face.
His dad senses were tingling.
Yeah.
Before you tingled.
I mean, it had been 3 nights in a row that I went and pissed on something. He's like, start fucking peeing before you go to sleep. I was like,
Yeah, point.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good advice.
I woke up the other night at 4 a.m., took a fat shit.
Yeah.
But I wonder how my body just knew.
Oh, yeah. Now
It's kind of dope.
Yeah, now you wake up
I was
at
like,
3
yo, we got a shit. Wake up.
Yeah, you wake up at 3 a.m. You're like, oh, fuck.
It would suck if you just shit yourself at
Yeah.
night. On that note,
No Way fan says Spenny still does. I haven't peed the bed in a very long time, all right? And I wasn't even peed the bed.
dude, I was nervous for that KC night.
Yeah.
The night
I
we
was
beat KC.
fucking pissed on the
You were
couch
ready to
out there.
sex Lucas up,
That shit
too.
was so funny, dude. I woke up, shirt off, hair all over the place. Some random fan I found pointed right at me, blowing on me. Get up. There's people in roast and shit buying coffee.
Shirt off?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
It was funny.
That's crazy. I didn't know
Jesse
that.
came in an hour later.
Thank God.
Well, I mean, he saw
Shirt
me.
off, though,
He
is
saw me
what?
on the cameras.
Oh.
I wasn't
Did you guys have a talk?
No, he was laughing.
Shirt off in front of the roast
Then
folk.
me and Lucas went and smoked.
Those are a different class of
slept in that
humans.
Studio B.
They probably got grossed out.
No, dude, they're more accepting of that.
I don't know.
I could go into
They don't even hold the
I
door
could go
open.
into Roaster or Starbucks with nothing but a mesh top and nipple tassels, and they'd be like, "Oh, he's."
That's fair.
That's a way more accepting crowd than. But yeah, I was hitting Lucas with a belt that night. I took my belt off and came. I remember it.
Yeah.
'Cause I was blacked out, but I black out, but I remember what happened. And yeah, I came in here and
You got
took my
mad
belt
that
off and started.
First, you got mad, didn't want to go with us.
Yeah.
And then we went to the park. And then we're like, all right, hey, we're going to Owl. He wants to pick you up. You're like, no. I told you the story already.
Yeah.
And then we got there and you're walking shoeless out of Owl.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even talk to us. Angry as fuck. Good night.
That was a fucking wild night.
Shoeless
All right.
and Owl is crazy.
That'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you smash the like button. For Easy, Nick, and Chris, I am Spencer. We are the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Love you guys.